Yes, you guys, so we are back. Of course, we're going to be covering the World Chess Championship, which will be starting very soon. Let me get my scenes all set up. Of course, let me see. Is everything good? Everything looks good. All right, so here we go. Yeah, we are live. Of course, we're going to be covering the World Chess Championship, you guys. Let me put the right cam up. So we're going to be covering the World Chess Championship, which will be starting pretty soon. So here we go. Let me put out my Insta post, of course. How comical is the viewership on the official FIDE stream? It happens. Let me put on my tweet about us being live. Done. There we go. All right, you guys, so we are back. We are going to be covering the World Chess Championship, which will be starting very soon. We are live, right? I see chat is pretty popping, so we are live. All right, so we are live, of course. As I said, many different possible openings here, but we're going to be starting pretty soon. Give me 1 second. 1 second, you guys. All right, let me put this in. Okay, there we go. All right, you guys, so we are covering, of course, the World Chess Championship match between Llada and Ding Liren. Of course, let me just turn on my subs on all my scenes. Give me 1 second, you guys. And there we go, and away we go. Okay, you guys, so we are back. We're live. We're covering the World Chess Championship between Llada and Ding Liren. We're waiting for move number 1. This is game number 10. Currently, Nepomniachtchi is leading by a score of 5-4. Thank you so much to Camper for subscribing with the tier 1. Thank you so much to Camper. Appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much to Camper. But anyway, yeah. All right, you guys, we are back. Of course, we're covering the World Chess Championship here. Hikaru, hi, how's it going? He's got, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much to Maximum V. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Once again, for all you guys who are watching, I hope you're ready for the World Chess Championship match, which will be starting momentarily here between Ding Liren and Llada. Currently 5-4. It keeps going. Greetings from Poland. Greetings to you too, sir. What openings am I expecting? I'm expecting d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5, knight c3, maybe bishop g5 as well. One of these two moves, but I expect we're going to get this opening. I think we're going to get these three moves. I just don't know what the order is going to be. Actually, wait, do they? Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah. All right, once again, thank you so much. And let's see. Okay, waiting for the game to start. It's gonna be starting in about 1 minute. All you guys, for my first watch on Kick, it looks great. How you doing, Veximal? Hope you're enjoying the stream. Once again, for those of you guys who are new and coming over from Twitch, you'll be surprised to know that there are no ads on Kick. So when you watch my stream, you're not gonna get hit with these unskippable ads at any time, so it's a big plus. Additionally, if you do subscribe to my channel for $5, you guys, you will basically be supporting me as a streamer, because the revenue split is 95/5. So what that means is, if you subscribe for $5 on Twitch, you get a 50-50 split, so you get $2.50, whereas on Kick I would get $4.75. Okay, we get c4 on move 1 from Ding Liren. Okay, first, mild surprised me again. As I said, a lot depends on whether on the leaks. Now again, like I said, the game's on Lead Chess. This was played. We get e5, knight f3, knight c6, and maybe queen c2. Maybe there's another one like d3 or a3 potentially, but so far nothing new. We get e5, knight f3, knight c6. Will we get queen c2 is a big question mark. Will we get queen c2, which is played in the online games, or will we get something else here? Will we get e3 again? Maybe d3, maybe a3. Let's see. Now, if queen c2 is played here, by the way, you guys, if queen c2 is played, this 100% will definitively prove that those were training games. If we get queen c2 here, also worth noting, no, we get e4 here. I was going to add one funny thing, you guys. Let me show you guys a tweet we saw from Fabiano. 1 second. I just want to show you guys one funny thing. So I'm going to pull up Fabiano's Twitter. Where was it? Tweets and replies. I think it was in replies. I wanted to show you guys one thing. Bear very specifically. Yeah, I want to show you one funny tweet from Fabiano, which there's a tweet from Fabiano the other day which said, just patiently waiting for this line to be played, Fabiano versus Sergey with queen c2. So it's a shame for Fabiano that queen c2 wasn't played, because then he would be able to make a joke about it all, but we don't get it. Anyway, the moves are coming in fast and furious here. We get e4, bishop c5, knight e5 takes, d4, bishop b4. This of course is all very standard. Everybody who's seen this before, this has been played many times. Of course, one of the most famous games in this line was played in 2019 between Magnus Carlsen, the soon-to-be former world chess champion, and Fabiano Caruana in the Isle of Man. So in the Isle of Man, this was played between the two players. Again, all pretty standard so far. Black takes and goes bishop a5. There was another game played in a fateful tournament in St. Louis about 7 months ago between a certain somebody and Shakir Mamedyarov. So that was played in a game as well. We got bishop c5. This is all still been played, of course. Or sorry, not bishop a5. Sorry, bishop c5 is the move. What am I saying? And black wants to play like d6 or rook b8 and b5. A lot of possible moves. Black also will look to castle at a critical moment as well. Thanks for the Airy Fairy for subscribing. Thanks for the Airy Fairy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So here white will probably play something like bishop to f4 and castle queenside. You can maybe go bishop d3 and castle kingside as well. Why would Magnus say his world championship doesn't mean much to him when they made his reputation what it is? Well, at this point, Magnus won the world championship 5 times. He's the 5-time world champion, undisputed, and I think at this point he doesn't feel like it changes a whole lot. So waiting for a move from Ding Liren. Of course, I will actually open the Lead Chess analysis board to see if we have any games that were played between these two players. I don't think so, but let me just double check on my other monitor. Let me double check. That's why you'll hear the sounds. At e4, bishop c5. Of course, worth noting that none other than Hikaru Nakamura, a certain streamer, he also played this e4 variation in the American Cup against Wesley So even Hikaru has studied this e4 variation. So all right, let me double check, see if we have any games here. There's takes d4 here, takes queen f3, takes and we get bishop c5 here. Yeah, so I don't see anything. Let me check the lead chess database. A lot of moves have been played here. I don't see any games right off, so nothing specifically stands out. All right, so we're waiting for a move here after bishop c5. Let me refresh this so that we hear the sounds. And we're waiting for a move from Ding. Now bishop c5 and bishop a5 both are moves, but bishop c5, I think bishop a5 was played in the Magnus game, but I could be wrong on that. I think it was, but at any rate, bishop c5 is also completely playable. I think here white's supposed to play queen g3 if I remember correctly. Maybe you just play bishop d3 and castles, but white has a compromised pawn structure here. So what you can't hear, of course you can hear, I'm talking, that is on your end. So so white has a compromised pawn structure. So white wants to do something quickly because black has not developed his pieces. If black could just magically go d6 and not king f1, but you get some position like takes castles for example, and black can go like bishop e3, bishop e6. Suddenly black would be potentially completely fine very quickly. So you have to be very quick here to prove that these pawns that are on c4 and c3 are not a weakness. The music is a bit loud. Music should be fine, but I'm not 100% sure. I think music is fine. Yeah, kick defaults to muted stream. Oh there's that. Then yeah, you got to unmute it on your end, of course. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, that's obviously true. So anyway you guys, music is fine. Okay, so yeah, so waiting for a move here from Ding again. Too many pieces are traded early. Do you think this could peter out to a draw? Definitely peter out to a draw, but it's a position that actually is going to lead most likely to a very sharp position with probably opposite side castling. So I actually think this could get very sharp very quickly. Like for example, rook b8, bishop d3. White is this op on d3. There's queen h5, queen e4, h4, h5. And it could be sharp. What I think of Garcia Davis, it's probably UFC. I don't really watch that stuff. I never have been a UFC guy. I watched boxing when I was younger a little bit, but not UFC really. So it is what it is. Yeah, if you guys can't hear me, that means it's muted on your end, because I think that on Kick they've actually made it so that it auto mutes the same way that I think Twitch auto mutes when you open a stream too. So yeah, was this match in the leaked matches? No, this was not in there. Like I said, there Queen C2 is the line that I saw in the leaked files. I didn't see any E4 games. Again, the internet sleuths probably will let us know if this E4 line was played, but it's not some huge shock. So okay, let's wait for a move here. Yeah, like I said, I think in this position Queen G3 is the best move, but let's see. Yeah, since there are no games in leak files, no, all it just means is that they probably had other ideas as well. Those weren't the only ideas. Now again, as I said, obviously Ding is a very strong player, Richard's a very strong player. It's very easy on the fly to change things. The only opening that I think that could be a big issue, and I'm sure we'll hear about this after the match, was the Petrov, because when I saw the Petrov, E4 is not an opening that Ding normally plays, and from what I could tell, this was the only variation that was played. Now it's very likely, just to give you some insight into how GMs think about the game, it's very likely that Ding had 1 or 2 ideas in the Petrov that he thought about using, and so this is a really critical one, that if this was one of the main ideas, he can't use it again. Obviously though, even in the Petrov, it's not hard with a rest day, with a full day off, to prep any number of variations and just play it on the fly. So it's not the end of the world, but it really depends on how serious some of these lines that were used in the in those games are. And now, again, I assume there were multiple lines, so it's not the end of the world, but the Petrov one specifically I think could be an issue if they were intending to use it. So anyway, you guys, big shout out to the 3,000 you guys are watching on this fine Sunday morning. Once again, hope you guys are doing well. Also, for those of you guys who are watching, I do think down the road we're probably gonna do something fun. We're probably gonna do a sub battle between our Kick subs and our Twitch subs. So down the road we're going to be doing that. So if you have subscribed here on Kick, I do appreciate it, and down the road you'll probably have a chance to prove that our subs here on Kick are better than the subs on Twitch. That is a plan for down the road. So we kissed there or something. Yeah, how's it going, GM Levi? I hope you're doing very well. So yeah, also additionally, if you guys do sub to the channel, remember that you are subbing because you want to support me, the creator. I hope you guys are obviously enjoying, I shouldn't say, well, no, it is obviously you're enjoying the ad-free experience with no ads, unlike on Twitch where you get hit with those unskippable ads. So I hope you guys are enjoying the ad-free experience right now. Additionally, with the 95.5 split, if you do sub to my channel, you are supporting me as I get $4.75 out of the $5. We're on Twitch, which has the lowest rates in the industry, despite being, I think right now, the industry leader. They have a 50-50 split, so you get $2.50, which is just not very good. If Ding wins as a game on, I think, again, basically the way that I look at it, every game is critical. I think that if why is it, actually I'm kind of surprised Ding is taking so long here, by the way. It's not a big deal yet, but I am surprised. But I would say that I forget what I was saying. I was saying something. But yeah, once again, thank you to everybody who's watching. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Hope you guys are doing really well. Yeah, so do YouTube subs count? Will be between Twitch and Kick. Yeah. No, Ding is not using too long. He's trying to remember the moves and everything else. I don't think it's any huge deal, but like I said, bishop to a5 is the main line here, and bishop c5, I think bishop a5 was played in the game between Cagnus Marlson, and it's something like, I think you get some position like this, where at some point black wants to play like b5, and it gets very sharp. So again, we'll see what happens here. Without ads, how will I know what useless products to spend my money on? Well, you don't have to spend your money on products, you guys. You can just sub to the channel for $5. So again, hopefully we can push our way up to 2,600 subs today. That's the goal. Hopefully get near 3,000 in the near future. So waiting for a move here from Ding Lorena after bishop c5. If there are any Oilers in the chat, again, I do appreciate all your support. Price of oil I think is actually kind of high right now, if I remember correctly, but anyway, yeah, waiting for a move here. Long castle is safer than short castle. Normally white castle's queenside, which is great, because when you castle queenside, what happens is that you basically you try to play for like a much quicker attack here with the bishop on d3, and it's all in time. It's already all in time. Arabic stream one, sorry you guys, I'm not like J. Paul Getty or somebody who learned Arabic, so I needed to go to the Gulf and sell oil. So sorry you guys, I don't speak Arabic, apologies. Anyway, Waiting for a move after bishop c5 here. My guess is queen g3 is the best move, maybe bishop f4, maybe bishop d3. One of those three moves will be played. I don't know which one of those three. Yeah, Keck W. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, I'm not J. Paul Getty. I'm not like, I'm not that kind of rich. Anyway, your chat interaction is amazing. You read my messages better than my ex. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that question exactly. But yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond. Thank you, Dennis V, for the sub. I don't know how I'm supposed to. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that. I'm not sure. And it's 2023, so I should be careful what I say. All right. So back to the game. Waiting for a move here. My assumptions will get queen g3. It looks like the best moves of black castles. You can play bishop h6 here, and now you have this big threat of the checkmate on g7. If black can't go queen f6 to guard, because then you would take the queen, and if you go g6 here, you can simply take. Now the funny thing is, this is actually not clear, by the way. And this position, black has a double op combo, and even though he sacked the rook, due to white's compromised pawns potentially to create the bishop, the fianchetto here, bishop g7, black could be okay here after even queen e7 castles, and like bishop g7, d6 maybe. Hard to judge, actually. Hard to judge. I think white is better here, but it's an interesting idea. And the reason this is an interesting idea is there's another opening for all of you guys who are wondering why I'm like, why sack the rook? There's this classic variation of the line which everyone is super familiar with. It's a line that I haven't studied in many years, but there's this line with queen g4 here that's been played quite frequently. And or not queen g4, sorry, it's bishop d first, takes, bishop e7, queen g4, and black castles. And after bishop h6, g6, just sacrificing the rook. White is not supposed to actually take the rook here, because after bishop f8, again, you see the stacked pawns on c2 and c3, weak pawn on e5 after bishop g7. There's also queen c7 here hitting both the pawns, and black is worse here, but the show goes on. And this is a very old line. I think I first studied this position all the way back in like 1997, in the days of books. I think there was a survey in this book called New in Chess. They published this hardcover chess book with all these opening variations. In 1997, I remember, was the first time I studied this variation with g6. I think that at the time, if I remember the human analysis correctly, they said after h4 white is winning. So let me turn on the lines and see, is h4 the right move? Wait, what happened? Let's turn on the lines. Yes, h4 is the correct move, and h4 h5, and it's plus 1.8. It's 1.84 better for white. So even in 1997, even when we didn't have computers, we still knew something about the game of chess. Let me refresh the board, because apparently that turned off the line. So okay, queen g3, there we go, which attacks the pawn on g7. So here we'll get castles or king to f8, one of the two moves. I assume this is all standard prep still for Nepo. I think for Ding it's also prep as well, but Ding is using his time, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much to everybody who's watching, nearly 3,500 of you guys. Hope you're having a fantastic morning wherever you are in the big wide world. We are of course covering the World Chess Championship game number 10 between Jan Nepo Mariachi and Ding Laurent from China. So waiting for a move here, king f8 or castles. Ding is still sitting at the board. We're waiting for a move here. How do I try to join the sub battle? We haven't set it up yet, but we will down the road. I'm assuming that he'll go king f8. I think it's the best move here, but let's see. I will add separately, if assuming that Nepo has actually looked at this line quite in depth, I feel like this is a game that could peter out quite quickly. So that's my general read. Jan is not sitting at the board, so we'll see. What's a drink? Okay, so yesterday, you guys, I was on the other side of Florida. I basically spent the day at the beach, over on the western side, near Naples and that area, Marco Island and everything. So I was over there. So basically I was over there, and I basically got some drinks. So when I had to get gas, fill up my car, I got the Celsius drink. I don't know, it looked good, so I thought, why not? So I got this, and it seems okay. It's cold, it's not hot, which obviously isn't wonderful at 5 a.m., but that's life. It's not beer, no. Okay, king f8 played quickly by Nepo Mariachi. Waiting for a move here from Ding. There's probably bishop d3 or bishop f4 is my guess. Drinking out of can this early, if it's not beer though. No, it's like 5:15 a.m. you guys. 5:15. What Bentley am I driving? I don't drive a Bentley, you guys. I drive a Honda Civic. I'm just a normal person like all the rest of you. I don't drink or not drink, sorry, I don't drive some fancy schmancy car. Thanks to Xerxes Gammon for subscribing. Thanks for Xerxes Gammon, appreciate it. Celsius energy drink is actually one of the better kinds of energy drink. I'll tell you guys why I bought it. The reason I bought it is because when I was at the Shell station filling up my car yesterday, I was filling it up, and for whatever reason, I think it was there was a screen or there's some advertisement on the side by the gas pump, and it said buy 2 for $4.50. So because it said buy 2 for $4.50 and I saw it was sparkling and it has no calories, I was like, okay, like why not? Yeah, that's why. Like there was an advertisement right by the gas pump, and it's like two of these for $4.50. I assume that's a deal of some kind, so why not? Anyway, yeah, baited by ads. Yeah, even I got baited by ads, just a different kind of ad. But anyway, you guys, as I was saying, we are of course going to be covering the World Championship this morning. Why do I say advertisement? Because I'm a proper British fan. I mean, those of you guys who grew up in the United Kingdom, there are all these great ways of pronouncing words. Additionally, as most people know, when you are a streamer, one of the ways that you can get a rise and troll your chat is to intentionally pronounce words in a way that's not in the typical classic American language. So we get king f8 here, and I assume we're gonna get either like bishop d3, bishop f4. Bishop e2 is one of them is computer likes, but I'm not sure if I like that necessarily. Yeah, I mean, two words that come to mind very obviously, there's privacy and premature. Those are two obvious words that come from the United Kingdom, as everybody knows. Yeah, very premature. Can I upload your VODs on Kick? Nino's, we leave them up for about 24 hours. We don't leave the VODs up permanently because due to the current system with the VOD tracks and everything else, the music is on our VODs. So I actually upload my I upload the VODs to my second YouTube channel, GMHikaru. If you're unaware of it, definitely check it out. So we do upload VODs to GMHikaru, which of course on my computer, when I save these VODs right now as we're streaming, there's no music, so the music gets stripped out of the VOD and I upload it to GMHikaru. I'll just show you the channel very quickly. And it's just this is a channel right here, pulling it up, GMHikaru, as you guys can see. So yeah, this is what we have. This is the channel where we upload the VODs. So anyway, back to the game now as we keep going. What we're waiting for a move here from Ding. This is not a good situation, dude. No shot king f8 was an exclam. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a hot take. So here's my read of the situation. Chess.com now, actually, like, chess.com has changed their system of the double exclam, double question mark moves, and it's very clear that with their new system, it's great at keeping players who are newer to the game, players who are not like super GMs, more interested, because you're going to see a lot more double exclams, double question marks, and it's a very much a feel-good experience. So when you see these double exclams, if your rating is like 1500 and you see a game where you play king f8 exclam, or you see like d6 exclam, or you see a move like bishop e7 double exclam, you're like, oh yeah, I'm great at chess, I'm good. It provides this positive reinforcement, so it's very good at keeping them on the site longer, playing more games of blitz. It's all around a win, unless you're a super GM and then you're like, this isn't a double question mark move. So basically, the less you know about chess, the better this current system is. It's going to make you feel really, really good about your chess. So there you go. There's my take. Anyway, so if you're newer to the game of chess, and you need this positive reinforcement, you're gonna be in love. You're loving the new system with the exclam, the double question marks, the red X. You're loving it. You're loving it. So anyway, don't super GMs also need validation? No, because we're too good at chess, so we know what we blundered or when we played a good move. If you're excited about the new system, you probably suck. Well, that's a little bit too far, but I think you guys get it. Yeah. So anyway, this position with queen g3, king f8, waiting for a move. Ding is still thinking. He's used nearly 20 minutes. Very, very, very bad sign. Very bad sign. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, definitely not a good situation here that he's thinking so long. Okay, is there music? Move it on. Actually, let's change music. Let's put something a little bit happier. Okay, so waiting for a move here from Ding Loren. He's already used 20 plus minutes I'm confused, you guys. I'm confused. That's happier. Yeah, I don't know if this is happier. Isn't this actually a nostalgic sad song? I think it is. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So, okay. Wait, the song is literally called. Wait, what? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Thank you so much to Tier Block for subscribing. Thank you so much to Tier Block. Appreciate. Thank you to all you guys who've subscribed. All the Oilers who've gifted subs as well. I do appreciate. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay. So the moves that I can see are bishop e2, bishop d3, or bishop f4. Now let's start with bishop f4 because I think bishop f4 is probably the most thematic move. Although after bishop f4, computer likes h5. This is getting really dank, so I'm gonna turn off the lines. Apparently when I turn off the lines, that mutes the sound, so let me refresh. So yeah, so we get bishop f4 h5 here. I'm guessing white plays h4. At some point you go d6, and probably the idea is that at some point there's some like new age hippie chess where you play like rook h6 here, activating the rook. You bring the rook in via h6, something like this, which is really dank. Now whether Nepo has studied this exact position, who knows, but bishop f4 makes sense because right here the obvious move that black wants to play is like if you go bishop e2 and black gets d6 is opening up the scope for the bishop here, and that's what you want. So in this position, if you play bishop f4 and d6 play, you can even maybe go castles long here, and there's massive pressure towards the pawn on d6. And if black plays like b6 here, now you can just castle normally. And again, the problem is down the road, this pawn is going to be a big weakness here for black to deal with. So I really like bishop f4. I think it's a very thematic move. Ding is thinking really long for a really long time here, which is a very bad sign once again. He should be in prep because again, this position after queen g3, king f8 is the best move. So if Ding has looked at this in depth before the game, he should have blitzed out his next move instantly here. So I'm really confused by Ding's time usage once again in this game. I don't understand it because like this is not new. This has been played before. He didn't castle because after castle there's bishop to h6 here. And in this position, you're white threatening checkmate. You can't take the bishop because you're king. And if you go g6, you lose the tower. You have to sack the rook, and you go from there. Maybe Ding is bad memorization. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something that I should not tell you, since I still do occasionally play professional chess. I'm going to be honest, you guys. I'm going to be brutally honest here. Okay, so about 4 weeks ago, I played in the American Cup in St. Louis. Now I played with the white pieces in the final against none other than Wesley So, my compatriot. I think he's the current or the last year's US champion. I don't know, but I played against Wesley So. Okay, and obviously I'm not a pro chess player. I'm an amateur. I just play casually here or there. Now I'm going to be honest. When I played this e4 variation against Wesley, I spent about 4 hours before the game reviewing variations, looking at bishop b4 and bishop c5. And I spent 4 hours reviewing, and I did look very briefly at this actual line with bishop c5, queen g3, king f8. Okay, so I looked at this. So if I was playing this game, I would have played my next move instantly. Okay, so this is with me studying for 4 hours before the game. Okay, now Ding Loren is a professional chess player. He's had many months to prepare for this match, and he's in this position right here after king f8, and he's used 20 minutes in the game. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with Ding. I don't know if he hasn't prepped this. Maybe he only prepped this specific line yesterday. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to say that it's pretty inexplicable that he's used 20 minutes already, and we're in a position that has been played before. And also, as I said, queen g3, king f8, like king f8 is the best move here. It's not like there's some like new move that's inspiring, and this is just a normal best move. So this is why I'm pretty disturbed by what's going on so far in the game. I'm pretty good for a casual, yeah, but that's why it's inexplicable, because this is something he should have looked at before the game this morning. If he didn't look at this before the game this morning, I mean, I guess there's some chance that Ding looked at this maybe before the start of the match, or like he looked at it on the rest day, or maybe 2 days ago. But again, we're so early in the game that there's no good reason for him to be down, or not be down, but to have, actually he is down 20 minutes. There's no good reason for him to have used 23 minutes. This is just not acceptable time management. Yeah, I mean, it's not acceptable. There's no reason for this. Oh, why is he thinking a world championship match so bad? It's not that it's so bad, it's that he's burning time, at a point in the game where this should all be preparation still. That's the thing. Can he be tricking Jan? I don't think so. Jan is very clearly prepared. He's made all his moves fast. Additionally, for Ding, no good comes out of this. Jan is not going to make some blunder here. If Jan is out of preparation, he'll use his time before making a move. So there's no good reason to bluff and use 25 minutes. There's no good reason to bluff. So this is fairly inexplicable to me. Like I said, Fabiano was talking about bishop e2, bishop e3. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I feel like Fabiano here would have actually played a move in a couple of minutes too, because I'm certain that Fabiano has looked at this line recently as well. Again, that's me being the streamer here saying that. Again, I probably shouldn't say that, because by saying that, I'm actually giving Fabiano some insight into some of my thoughts about the openings that Fabiano plays, and I will be playing Fabiano in Norway chess in the near future. So I probably should keep my comments a little bit more to a minimum. Fabiano said you play this against him. I'm not going to comment anymore, you guys. I do have a major chess tournament coming up in Norway at the end of May, so that's what I have coming up. So I'm not going to say anything more, you guys. Now, if I didn't have another tournament for 5 months, I'd gladly give you guys everything that I know. But again, I'm trying to pretend that I'm a professional chess player in Norway chess next month, so I can't really. There's certain things I have to be careful about saying. Yeah. No, now my gaming against Wesley So was with bishop b4. I myself have played bishop b4 quite a bit. It's also completely fine. Bishop c5 is a more straightforward approach, because it leads to a forced position here, where you get to this position where black has two options, but there are less pieces on the board, and it's very, very concrete, because if white doesn't prove an advantage right away, if black can just simply get castles and d6 and open up the scope, black is completely fine, because white has the compromised stacked pawns here. So white has to prove something very quickly in this variation, which is why this is played more frequently. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Why are you not playing the Grand Chess Tour in Warsaw? There are a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm playing. Hikaru's viewers trying to get me to leak my prep. I know. I have to be careful. If I didn't have a tournament for 5 months, I could gladly tell you guys anything about my attempts at being a pro chess player. But I do have a tournament next month, so I can't say everything. Thank you so much to IDK Force for the host of 43 viewers. Thanks so much to IDK Force. Appreciate it. Those of you guys who are coming over from IDK Force's stream. My name is Grandmaster Hikaru. I am a chess player, primarily a streamer, but I do try to play chess professionally. Currently, we have the World Chess Championship match going on, similar to, say, having like a boxing match for the World Championship, like heavyweight fighters like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, etc., etc. At any rate, we are covering the World Chess Championship between currently the number 2 and the number 4 players in the world. Those of you who do follow chess, maybe like very briefly, you're probably like, the only person I know in chess is a guy called Magnus Carlsen from Norway. Now, as you guys will know, is Magnus Carlsen, also known as Magnus Carlsen. He is not playing this match. He chose to skip out. He decided, I've had enough. I'm the best player in the world. There's nothing left in it for me. So he's not playing. For those of you guys who are wondering what's going on, what's the difference between a host and a raid? It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. They just call it a host here. So same thing. Anyway, is it a big deal being down 20 minutes? Yes, you guys, because you have to make 40 moves. Now, currently, this is move number 11 here for white. So Ding Liren, the player from China, he has to make 30 plus moves in an hour and a half. Now, he gets no extra time. It's just like basketball. Time runs down, no stoppages, which is better than basketball and hockey, actually. No stoppages, so his time keeps ticking whenever it's turn. And that means that at some point he's going to have about 2 minutes. He's already almost down to 2 minutes per move, which is not really all that great. Not great at all. Why did I start streaming on Kick? Really, frankly, it's a chance to grow chess on multiple platforms. They made me an offer, and frankly, Twitch has been very, very weird. I will say that. Like, at times I get the sense that Twitch really cares about chess, and then at times I get the sense that Twitch really does not give a darn about chess at all. So it's been a strange relationship. I also had separately that as far as like this whole thing about like Kick or YouTube or Twitch, like ever since the incident last March and went right before the FIDE Grand Prix in Berlin, when Twitch decided to ban me for showing a freaking game of chess between Dr. Disrespect and Dr. Lupo. This was always going to be a possibility if there was an opportunity there, is what I would say. And it was very, so basically I would say ever since that happened, that's always been in the back of my mind. So we have bishop e2 being played here by Ding Liren, and we'll see d6 maybe queen e7. Let me refresh the page again. So I expect d6 to be played here. That's what I expect. And I would say also, frankly, as far as that goes, like considering all the other stuff that I've seen where people haven't gotten banned for things that are insane, as opposed to showing a freaking game of chess. I mean, like that's just my what I would say. Yeah. Okay, so we get d6 played instantly by Llada Nepomniachtchi. Again, not a great sign here for Ding, because Nepo very clearly in preparation still after d6. Well, if someone is banned in your Twitch chat, will you automatically ban them on Kick? No, of course I won't ban them. No. Also, I would say that's another take. Like I know there are people of all political viewpoints here, but like I've seen people say that, like, you know, if someone's done something terrible on Twitch and they've been banned, that you're supposed to, like, the Kick should just automatically ban them from the platform as well. And that's a very slippery slope. I mean, like, trying to ban people for things they've done on other platforms, like, I mean, it's a very slippery slope that you start to walk on when that happens. Cam is delayed. Yeah, I think this is coming to us from Astana in Kazakhstan. So so it's very far away. It's very far off the world. Is Nepo's shirt salmon or pink? I don't know. But you guys who are watching, Nepo has worn the same shirt now, I think, for the last like 3 or 4 rounds. So unless Nepo has like 5 shirts that are the exact same, unless he thinks he's like some Steve Jobs kind of guy, he's wearing the same shirt. So all right, we have bishop f4 being played quickly by Ding, and now I'm gonna assume that Nepo will play h5 because that is a top computer move. There is also bishop e6 maybe, but bishop e6 doesn't look quite right. I think white can castle. Maybe there's pressure towards d6 once again, but we'll see. Yeah, hotel dry cleaning, or he's got to be playing smelly Baka Gambit. Well, I will be honest, you guys, chess players tend to be very superstitious. So if you do well with like a shirt, or you wear a certain sweater every day, you will wear it, you will keep wearing it every single day, simply because you were doing well and you can't break the routine. Everybody, chess players have big superstitions for sure. They have big superstitions. Okay, waiting for a move here from Nepo. I assume we're gonna move quickly. By the way, we'll probably get something like h5, or maybe bishop e6, maybe queen e7. Those are really the 3 moves that I can think of specifically. Can't think of any other moves that make a whole lot of sense here. Why do they keep leaving? Because they don't want to be sitting at the board. It's a very big playing hall. There's just this elevated stage 2 players, and they don't feel comfortable. So yeah, h5 doesn't do anything, I think, right away. Like, you can tickle the queen with h4 next move, but I think the main reason is that at some point there's going to be something like rook h6 to activate the rook like this, because now since you've moved the king, you can't really castle the king, and it's going to take like too long. Like, you need 1 and then you need 2 just to get the rook to the center. So you need 1 2 to get the king out. So I think the reasoning behind h5 is at some point you can tickle the queen, disturb it with h4, but you can also play rook h6 and activate the rook. I think it's those are the 2 reasons that h5 makes sense. Are there other people in the playing hall? That's a very good question. I don't know. I think there were some tickets that were sold to people if you want to burn through some cold hard cash. If you want to burn through some cold hard cash, getting no sound is probably on your end, Gothpunk. If you mean no sound, I think let me write unmute stream. I'm pretty sure that when you open, I mean, I can check again. Let me open this. You might get a double sound for a second, but let me see. Yeah, you did, right? Yeah, you got a double sound. So no, it doesn't actually mute it. So it must be on your end. I just opened it and you guys heard me. So no, it's not auto muted. Yeah. Oh, and Firefox. Okay, I'm using Brave. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, where was I? Yeah, so there might be people in the room who pay too much money to be able to watch. I think it's a handful of people. It's something like 10 people. It's not that many. It's very few. Yeah, this is the current position after bishop f4. This is the live position that we have right now. So we're waiting for some moves. Actually, let me see. Has this been played in the database? Let me see. Yeah, this is in the database. I don't see any games from those 2 accounts that they use on Lead Chess, so it doesn't exist. Anyway, could I explain the difference between 10-minute and 120-minute game? I'll give you a good example. So so at this position, at this point in the game, you guys, let's assume players are both on their own here. If you have 10 minutes here, you have to play on intuition. So like, actually, this is a better example. You have to play on intuition here. So if I have 10 minutes, I can't use 10-20 minutes and calculate long lines. Like, I can't calculate some super long line like this, for example, where maybe it's clear, maybe it's unclear. It becomes a very, very sharp position. So if I only have 10 minutes, I can't spend much time because I will run out of time if I do. So I really have to play much more on intuition here. It's like I have to figure out, where do I think these bishops belong? Where does it make the most sense in the long term? Do I want to go bishop e2, bishop f3? Do I want to go bishop f4? I can probably use like a minute to maybe 2 minutes, but I have to play much more on feel and intuition as opposed to like hard calculations. Whereas if you have an hour and a half or 2 hours on the clock, you can do very, very deep preparations. You can use a bunch of time and figure out what the exact position, what's going on in the exact position. So that's kind of the thing. Nepo's not playing by intuition. Nepo has prepared this before the game with his very strong team and with the computers that he uses. He has prepared this probably with that 1064 cluster. So that's probably what he's prepared it for. Again, those of you guys who haven't seen this, I mean, I'll point it out once again. But I do believe that this is I do believe that Nepo has a very, very, very strong cluster. Let me search 1064. 1 second. Where's that link? Let me scroll up. Let me see if I can find it again. I have it somewhere, but I showed it to you guys before. But there was a link to it. I can't find the link right off, but there was a supercomputer which is a 1064 computers, 1064 cores, all clustered together with Stockfish 15 on it. So I do think that is Nepo's supercomputer. So Nepo has probably prepared it with a supercomputer, is my guess. I'm trying to actually find it, but I can't find it right off. 1 second, where is it? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna pull this over, you guys, just once again. I'm pretty sure that this is Nepo's supercomputer. Once again, I pointed this out before, but I'll mention it one more time. But basically there's a site called Ip Man Chess, which is a chess benchmark, and on the site there is this anonymous cluster of Stockfish 14.1, which, as you'll notice here, not 1064, 1024 MPI x 128 threads, 131,072 cores here. Of course, the member is confidential, and I feel pretty confident that this is Nepo's supercomputer. If it's not, I don't really know who else it could be. This is the link right here. I'll put it in chat again. There you guys go. I'm pretty sure that this is Nepo's supercomputer, or this is somebody at Amazon or Google just like screwing around. I mean, it's possible. What about the second one? I don't know. But like I said, I mean, there are very few people who would do this, because honestly, to have 1024 computers like clustered together like this probably would cost you north of $1 million, and there are not many people in the world of chess who could afford that. And the only people who get that support are people who are like separately get support from like sponsors would be people who are playing the world championship. So like it could be Magnus, I guess, but I thought Magnus used Sessa because that's located in Norway. So I don't think it's Magnus. It could be, of course, but yeah, it probably cost you north of $1 million, I'm guessing. 1,000, like, let me open my calculator. Let's see, 4,000. I mean, it's probably going to cost you like 4,000 or 5,000, right? Maybe not quite. No, actually it's going to cost you less. Yeah, it's probably gonna cost you like, I don't know, like 1-2K maybe. I'm not a genius at this stuff. I don't know. But yeah, it's so obvious once you know what you're looking at. Who? I mean, like I said, it's. Oh, are you making a joke that it's me? You're making a joke that it's me. That's a good one. But no, I mean, I assume that it's is that the joke? Yeah, maybe that's the joke that you're making, but it's not me. But yeah, this is 1,024 computers clustered together. So again, it's either someone at Google or Amazon simply like screwing around and like having fun, or it's somebody like Nepo, Ding, Magnus. It's obviously not me, even though you guys are making that joke, because I don't play chess. I don't play chess professionally. So if I spent $1 million to do that, there's something wrong with me, seriously. So anyway, back to the game. Let's keep going. We're waiting for moves here. Yeah, each one of the 1024 has 128 threads. Correct. Yes, correct. So it's like, it's insane. This stuff should be banned. Players should not be allowed to go to the room more than 3 minutes. It's what it is. You can't really do that. Once again, big shout out to 4,500 you guys who are watching on this fine Sunday morning. Very big day today. Game number 10 of the World Chess Championship. Big game between the two players. I think this is one of the last chances that Ding has to try and win the match here. I do like it. Also, Nepo is thinking for a long time here. This is a very bad sign, by the way. A very, very bad sign that Nepo is thinking here, because I think h5 is the best move, and it is not by any stretch of the imagination an obvious move. So if Nepo doesn't play h5 and it's not a human move, he could get in trouble really, really quickly here. Really quickly. So we'll see. Nepo probably opened a bar in Moscow. I am aware of that, you guys. I would just say, I mean, who knows if it's successful or not. It's very good. We want the match to get equal. I mean, from the general standpoint of the leak and everything else, you want more drama, so you want this to be a win for Ding. And yeah, so we'll see. But if Nepo doesn't play h5 here, I mean, let me see. Can I add more? Can I add lines? Let's see. How do I add lines? Let me click on analysis. Let's put 3 lines. Let's see. Okay. Computer says h5 and queen e7 are the 2 best moves. Everything else is and queen e7 is played. Okay, queen e7 is played here. So we do get queen e7 played by Nepo after a bit of a think. Probably just trying to remember what the best move was, but he does play one of the 2 good moves. So the show goes on here, and let's see what Ding will play here. Ding can take the pawn here, but after takes, for example, takes, suddenly the position is very dry here. You have these very ugly stacked pawns on c4 and c3, and we're headed to an endgame where only black can be better. So you don't really want to do that. Peter Heine Nielsen suggests that Nepo might have used a Skolkovo supercomputer. I mean, I don't know. It's a big mystery, you guys, what's going on. Because I don't know that. I mean, 1,024 computers clustered together. That has to be somebody. I mean, somebody serious. And I mean, I don't think it's Magnus. And Ding has claimed he doesn't have a supercomputer, but again, you never know with Ding what the reality is. Okay, first 128 thread computer I found on Google is already 5K plus, and they have 1K together. Elon Musk plays chess, maybe. I don't think so. Yeah. No, what's interesting to me is that actually, as far as this supercomputer, no one seems to be talking about it. Which kind of surprises me, because it's obviously like 1,024 computer, 1,024 x 128. I mean, you probably can put it together yourself and it's cheaper, but still, like, that requires like serious know-how, no joke. Anyway, back to the game. Let's see what will be played by Ding. He's using time. Rook d1 is a move. Castles maybe is a move. I don't really see many more moves. Surely you can make more money in crypto farming than the 1.2 million you win the Chess World Championship. Oh, you think someone created it and they in their spare time are using it to look at chess, but in reality they're using it to mine? It's not worth. Well, I don't know. Bitcoin's what? Bitcoin's at 27K. Is it actually profitable to be mining at this price, 27K? I thought it only was profitable at like 30 plus, like maybe 35 even. I didn't think it was profitable. But anyway, yeah, just got here what happened so far. And also you're right, it's GPU, it's not CPU, it's GPU. That's why all the graphics cards were so ridiculously expensive for a while when Bitcoin was like north of 40K. Because even my trainer Chris Littlejohn, he was actually complaining about it too. when Bitcoin was like 45 50k, it's like, man, I want to upgrade the graphics card, but I can't do it because all the prices are just so ridiculous. Okay, Ding has not moved yet. We're still waiting for a move after Queen E7. As I said, Rook D1 or castles looks like the two. Although castles, can Black go F6 maybe? You have problems with the bishops on the E file, so maybe you can't actually castle. Actually, is Rook D1 maybe the only move here then? Maybe you can castle queenside, or is this bad too? This looks bad too. Bar is going down. Yeah, actually, maybe Rook D1 is the only move here. Because if you don't play Rook D1, I don't know what else you do. If you take, I mean, this is just looking super dry. Like this game could be over like in an hour if we get this position. So when will you check out the bar? Can somebody tell me what it's called? I'll Google it and I'll take a look and I'll do my Gordon Ramsay. Let me see. Maybe I'll just Google it. It's called Chess Club Moscow. Okay, let's see. Can I translate it to English? Okay, let's take a look. Since there are no cams, let's take a look. What is it? Chess Club Moscow. Okay. Okay, what do they have? Services and prices. Okay, let's see. Can I translate this? Okay, there we go. Wedding organizations. I mean, they say he owns this, or he owns some portion of it. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Can I find food? I don't see food here. Price list. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, let me change the scene so you guys can see this. Let me change the scene. What do we have? We've got this working? No, it's not working. A second, just so you guys can see the pricing. 1 second. Where were we? Where were we? I forgot where we were. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna turn off the cams for a second. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, just to okay, there we go, you guys. Let me move my cam. I'll put my cam up top here. Okay, what do we have? We have the Steinitz cocktail for 650 rubles. What is that? 650 rubles to USD. What is this? So you have the Steinitz cocktail for $8, you guys. $8. Now I'm going to say that that's the other thing. Thanks to the current world events, the pricing of what the ruble is worth has gone down, I believe. And I'll tell you, when I was in Russia for the candidates in 2016, things were much more expensive than this. So $8 for a cocktail. Tropical cocktail, banana mousse, Lasker cocktail, Capablanca, Alacane, Oiva, wake up cocktail. Okay, so you have smoothies as well for like 460 rubles. Yeah, milkshake, Count Orlov. There's no Kasparov, is there? Oh, is there a Karpov or not? No, there's no Karpov. There's a Fischer cocktail, but there's no Karpov or Kasparov. I was gonna say it would be really funny if there was a Karpov and there was no Kasparov, because as everybody knows, Garry Kasparov is pretty much like persona non grata in Russia. He can't go back to Russia. So I was wondering if they would do that. Probably you can't do that because you would anger Putin and bad things would happen. Okay, they have milkshakes. They have food. Where's the food? Kitchen snacks. Okay, you have vegetable steaks with blue cheese sauce for basically $4. Vegetable steaks with blue cheeses for $4. Okay, French fries with Parmesan is like $4. Nachos with guacamole is like $8. Okay, anyway, interesting stuff. Let's get back to the chess, of course, and let's keep going. There we go. All right, where do I have it? Is it here? Okay, here we go. All right, we get rook d1, h5 played instantly by Nepo, by the way. So Nepo did not forget his prep. I'll tell you exactly what's going on in Nepo's head. When we had this position after bishop f4, Nepo was trying to remember, was it h5 or queen e7. He knew that it was a sequence involving queen e7 and h5, but he wasn't sure of the exact order. So he was using his time trying to remember, and then after rook d1, he remembered that this is the position. So he wasn't 100% sure which move it was first, but he played it, and now we get h5. And yeah, so he's still in prep. Are you playing in Norway? Would you sign chessboard for fan? Of course I'm playing in Norway. This line was not played in the online games, no. So yeah, let's see what we get here. From Ding, he can castle, he can play h4. One of these tunes will be played. One of these tunes will be played is what I expect for sure. It's called Chess Club Moscow, that's what it's called. But anyway, big shout out to the 4500 you guys who are watching on this fine Sunday morning as we cover the World Chess Championship game numero 10. So we're waiting for some moves here. h4 castles are both playable. I think I don't really see other moves. Like you can take the pawn, but after takes, for example, you're temporarily up a pawn here, but after bishop e6, your extra pawn is pretty much worthless because you have the stacked pawns on c4 and c3, and black should be completely fine. Great bishop here, no issues whatsoever. So you don't really want to take. If you play rook takes c6, there might even be g5 here to overload the bishop and the rook here, and suddenly it's very scary. So I do think that at this point probably you're not supposed to take. That's my guess, because also after takes you can't really castle because then you lose the bishop on e2. So you can't take on d6, you can't castle, and then what even is the point of trading the pawns? So I expect castles or h4. I don't know which one we'll get here, although castles, I don't think this works, right? Because here you have rook d8 and you win the rook on h8. So black can't actually try to win one of the bishops here in the center of the board. So let's see. This looks better for black. Very hard to judge. What I would say about the position is I think that here for Ding, he's going to have to be very precise to prove an advantage, or this is going to peter out into nothingness very quickly. That's my general prediction here. That's what I expect. Nepo's king is weak, potentially weak, but potentially not weak at all. The light square bishop here, very passive for white, not doing a whole lot. And black can bring the bishop out, bring the rook to the center of the board very quickly. Yeah, very quickly. So we'll see what we get in this position. What about bishop g5? Might be a move actually, because if takes, there's checkmate and Uno with rook d8. This is game number 10, so there are 14 games. So after today, there are 4 more games. Maybe you go f6 and then, like, I don't know, rook g8 or something, or maybe even bishop g4. Yeah, very hard to judge what's going, very hard to judge what's going on here. I know computer doesn't like bishop g5, so it's probably not the best. Yeah, I think it's because takes. If you go bishop e3 here, for example, it looks kind of scary, but after queen e5, you're gonna have to trade the queens, and your pawn structure is so compromised here that basically you have to do something really fast due to the compromised pawn structure. So I mean, the pawn structure is compromised, and that's a big issue here. So that's the problem with the position. Need a Hikaru streamer bar in Florida, you guys. I would never open a bar or restaurant. Bar maybe, actually. I haven't looked at the gross margins on bars, but I know that I have looked into opening a restaurant in the past, and I would never want to do that. Okay, they're not showing the game, so let me turn off the cams again. But I will say this, I would never want to open a restaurant, because basically when you try to open a restaurant, what happens is you're expecting to lose money for the first 2 to 3 years, and the stress that you have to deal with, I think, to get to the point where you're even profitable is not worth it. So no, I would never open a restaurant. I mean, I've looked into it multiple times, but I would never open a restaurant. So that's just my take. How come the stacked pawns are so bad? Yeah, hire Gordon Ramsay, you'll be Gucci. Yeah, you guys, yeah, hire Gordon Ramsay, you won't lose money. Yes, thank you. Yeah, you know what that reminds me of, hiring Gordon Ramsay? That would be like when that'd be like in Dubai when they built the Burj Al Arab, as it's called now. I think that's what it's called. But you know, in Dubai they built this building called the Burj Al Arab. It's like the tallest building in the world. I think they built it and they took on something like, I feel like it was something like 100 billion in debt, if I'm not mistaken. I think according to their or not Burj Al Arab, sorry, it's the Burj Khalifa, wrong one. Burj Al Arab is a 7-star hotel, you're right. So like the Burj Khalifa, they took on like $100 billion of debt, and I think based on their models, they're expecting to lose money on the Burj Khalifa for like 100 years before they make money. So I think that's the same thing. Like, yeah, if I was expecting to have control of the restaurant for 100 years, maybe it would make sense to hire Gordon Ramsay, but otherwise it makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. But yeah, I think the Burj Khalifa, I think they're expecting to break even on it after like 100 years. So yeah, it's just completely insane. Yeah, maybe 100 billion is the wrong number, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and I know like they don't expect to be profitable for like 100 years. I do know that. So anyway, yeah. So all right, it costs 1.5 billion. I mean, maybe it's just a whole project development of everything, but anyway, I just remember hearing about that. It basically, yeah, they have a lot of office space that's unused, so they're actually, yeah, they are just losing money. So all right, anyway, waiting for a move here from Ding Loren. He's thinking after his h5 move has been played. You can take on d6 castles. I don't really see any other moves that look very good. I think I'm going to be more interested in Norway chess. Of course, you'll be more interested in Norway chess for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's multiple games. It's not one game. We get castles played here by Ding. Waiting for the move here from Nepo. Now, Ding is still playing. I don't want to say he's playing fast, but he's moved quicker ever since we got to this point. First time in a stream. Is there anything I should be aware of? Not a whole lot, really. If it's your first time watching our stream, hope you're enjoying the stream. We are covering this game of chess. We're covering the World Chess Championship match, which is being played in Astana in Kazakhstan. So that's what we're covering right now. I heard there was a streamer playing Norway chess. Norway chess will be more interesting because it's multiple games. It's not just one game. So it's like there are moments when you're covering one game where there can be a lot of dead air time. But when you have like multiple different games, you have Armageddon as well, which is part of the component in the event. It's going to be very exciting. Why would you want to open a restaurant in the first place? Because it's just kind of cool to open a restaurant, serve people good food, hear stories, have customers. It's just it can be a lot of fun, but the problem is like you don't start off making money when you open a restaurant. And dealing with perishables, I mean, a lot of figuring out the right amounts of food to buy, everything else, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. So it's like figuring out like how often do you go to the fish market, how many pounds of food do you buy. Then of course you have to worry about like employees potentially like stealing little bits of fish here or there. So there are a lot of things that a lot of things that are very brutal about the whole concept. I mean, it's like you go and you buy like 100 pounds of you gotta go buy like 100 pounds of like ground beef or venison or whatever the specialty is going to be, and then suddenly like you like half that goes to waste. There goes all your money. Like it's pretty rough. So all right, waiting for a move here from Nepo here. Yeah, bars are much easier. All you need is beer, quick food, and a theme. Probably, yeah. It's kind of odd that employees stealing your fish. One of the things you worry about. Well, if they steal food at all, like if you're measuring at the end of the week, you're doing inventory, and suddenly like the amount of fish you have or the amount of meat you have doesn't add up. That's kind of a problem, you guys. Kind of a problem. So, all right. Anyway, yeah. Waiting for a move here from Nepo. He is not at the board. We're back to playing the World Chairs Championship in Astana. Why can't I watch Kick on my PC but mobile works? Are you at work? I don't think you can watch Kick from work for whatever reason, because the Matrix is like decided that you can't watch it at work for whatever reason. But I'm not sure. If you're at home, you should be able to. Your home PC is weird. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not sure. So no idea. Anyway, waiting for a move from Nepo here. We'll see what we get. Do I also like leaving the board? I also leave the board quite frequently as well. Yeah, I do too. So yeah, need the Android TV app. I'm sure that's coming down the road. I'm sure that is. But yeah, sorry if you're having issues. I do apologize, you guys. Sorry. Yeah, we're back to playing the World Chairs Championship. Is that a cake above you? Cake? Cake? What? Cake? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Anyway, waiting for a move from Nepo. If Nepo does not come back to the board within the next few minutes, that means that he's probably out of preparation here. Oh, he means the stage. Oh, he means the stage. Yeah, the stage looks like a cake, doesn't it? It kind of looks like a cake. Yeah, it looks like a cake. That's true. The stage, the elevated black stage, is like, why is there a cake? It's a chocolate chess cake. Yeah. By the way, actually, I'll give you guys one other thing that I will say about this stage is, like, I don't like the concept of a stage. I think they should be playing on the ground. Like, tables should just be on that carpeted floor. Having this like weird elevated circular stage is kind of weird. I don't like it. It's something that's kind of stupid in my opinion. There's no need for it. Yeah, like I mean, like, honestly, I feel like the players would probably sit at the board more if it wasn't on an elevated stage. Like, it was just on the ground. You're playing on the ground. I think people would be fine sitting there, but with no live audience, it looks weird. Like, if that table is just on the ground, like that table is just on the ground on the carpet, I think the players would be sitting at the board much more regularly. But having to go up on that stage and everything is just kind of weird. Yeah, kind of weird. Who do I think will win the match? Obviously, right now, Nepo is a big favorite. A lot depends on this game. I think every game that Ding is not able to win with the white piece, it only adds more pressure. So, there are probably 3 games. Yeah. I would say if Ding doesn't win this game, his odds go down. Like, right now, his odds are pretty low. I'd say his odds of winning the match are somewhere around like maybe like 25%. With every white game, like this game, if he doesn't win this, it's a draw. It goes down to probably 20. It goes down probably by 5% is what I would say. Every game that he doesn't that he's not able to equalize the match, somewhere around there. So let's see. All right, waiting for the next move from Nepo here. Nepo is using a lot of time. The stage is a trip risk. Imagine a player trip, knock themselves out and flagged. Yes, also true. Yeah. But Nepo is not at the board. So the fact that Nepo is not at the board, that tells me one thing. Nepo is out of prep. Because Nepo is literally sitting in the back room and he's just chilling and he's waiting for he's waiting to figure out what he's doing. Yeah. Why did FIDE ban your colorful shirts? I mean, FIDE just has arcane, out-of-date rules about these things, and FIDE, like, FIDE basically their view of things is that they don't understand what brings in sponsors, what brings in spectators, all these different things. They missed the whole chess boom that happened online during the COVID pandemic, and so their view of what's going to like get sponsors and bring people into the game is completely skewed, and they just don't understand how things work. They think that people being dressed in like nice clothes and trying to make it look like the Queen's Gambit is what's going to impress sponsors and bring in more sponsors, when sponsors don't care at all about that. The only thing that matters is viewership, and if you want more viewers, you should be letting people wear whatever they want to wear within reason. That's the bottom line. That's what it's about. And the reason I can say this with near certainty is because I remember when I played the candidates in June and July of 2022, FIDE spent all this money having this tournament being held in this like very like classic like 1900 style Spanish building, and they were so gaga, and they're like, oh, this looks just like Queen's Gambit. They were so gaga about that, and that's why, like, I know that that's their perceptions. They think that like the reason everybody watched Queen's Gambit is because it was like it gave off vibes this romantic period, and that's what everybody thinks about when they watch chess. But that's of course not even remotely close to the reality. So, all right, Nepo move seems a lot harder. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised by these. Let me turn off the cams. Are they showing cams? No, they aren't showing cams. So let me turn off the cams for the time being. Yeah, no, I don't think it has anything to do with Nigel Short. He's not one of the people who's high up on FIDE right now, so it has nothing to do with Nigel. But yes, that's my general read of it, is that they think that what's going to attract sponsors is simply people looking like they're rich and and fancy and elegant, when that has nothing to do with it. Within reason, anything should be allowed. Is Nepo going to force draws? If he can, he will. If he can, he will. Yeah. Nepo planning his World Lap of Honor tour. I mean, there's a long way to go. The match is not over at all. Not over at all. If it's tied after 14 games, there will be more. There will be tie breaks. Is FIDE expected to bring money from organizing events? Well, FIDE is in a lot of trouble here, frankly. If you look at the World Championship match, that really the only reason that this match, I don't want to say only reason it's happening, but one of the biggest reasons this match is happening is because they were able to last minute to get money from a Russian oligarch who now lives in Kazakhstan, who's willing to put up $2 million to host the event. Somebody who, by the way, is also sanctioned by the country Ukraine for supporting the Russian war effort as well, I might add. So basically FIDE struggled. They couldn't get a sponsor for a very long time for this match, and they were able basically pretty much at the last minute to get a Russian oligarch support for this event. That's actually wild. Yes, the main sponsor of the event is sanctioned by Ukraine for supporting the Russian war effort. Like, no joke. It's simply reality. So it's not a good situation. FIDE is struggling to get sponsors, struggling to get money, and meanwhile you have a company like chess.com, which is making an annual revenue of north of $100 million, and just doing everything right. Yeah, so it's and what is bad? Well, the reason it's bad, Shriva, is because when you look at the boom, the largest part of the boom of what's going on is in the Americas. It's in the Western world. And so if you're unable to get sponsors for the World Championship from like there aren't Western sponsors, it speaks volumes about like the organization, the leadership, that they're not able to break in with like mainstream sponsors in the West. Just that simple. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the final goes on too long, maybe it does, but yeah, I don't know where Nepo stands on any of the stuff. I mean, I think like trying to blame the players for this or expect the players to like do something is not realistic, though. Like there's so many of the players who aren't so many Russian players who've struggled, like, to be honest. There's so many of them who had to leave the country, so many who've made sacrifice. Like, I can think of like right off there's several. I would say specifically there's like Vladimir Fedoseev from Russia, who basically he's gone to Spain. He's basically, he had to uproot from Russia, go to Spain, rent an apartment. I think he's trying to get residency, maybe he doesn't have it. You have Fedoseev who's left. You have Serrano, who very recently switched federation. You have Andreikin. Both of those guys, Andreikin and Serrano, I think are living in Serbia now. Like, many of the Russian players have had to make like huge sacrifices. They've left the country, left families behind. I mean, it's quite tragic. Artemyev's chilling in Moscow still. Yeah, Artemyev's chilling in Moscow. So yeah, it's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, as far as the players go, like trying to blame the players or say like that stuff, I mean, I don't think it's really justified. So all right, anyway, we're waiting for Nepo's move here. Is Nepo back at the board? Let's see. Nepo is back at the board and he's thinking. Yeah. So yeah, it's all very, it's all tragic. It's tragic. Of course, first and foremost, it's tragic for the people of Ukraine. I mean, I think that cannot be overstated. I mean, people are dying every day thanks to this invasion. So yeah, first and foremost, the Ukrainians are suffering. All right, so anyway, we're waiting for a move from Nepo here. Nepo is wearing his pink shirt again, and we'll see what the moves are. Chess.com should be running their own world championship with open qualifiers and a huge prize. Well, they definitely can. I mean, I think down the road, I said it before. I think I said it before, but if Elon Musk were to show up tomorrow and he's like, okay, I'm just going to use a figure of $10 million into chess every year for the next decade, that would put FIDE out of business. If Elon came in tomorrow, he's like, okay, I'm going to partner with chess.com and put $10 million into chess every year for a decade, FIDE would be finished overnight. They would be. They would just be finished as far as top level chess goes. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what let's see what Nepo will do here. I mean, the computer likes bishop d7, very dank move that doesn't make sense to me. I will say, looking at the position, even though the computer thinks it's fine for black, it feels extremely hard to play. It also does not feel like a Nepo kind of position. Like, this is not a position with obvious counterplay, obvious moves. So I am fairly surprised by this opening choice from Nepo, because this is something that he should have prepared quite in depth with his team. I'm honestly surprised. I am, because I will say that having played this before, I do feel like bishop b4 is a little bit more solid, a little bit more straightforward in general terms of the concepts and the themes that you can play. So I'm a little surprised that he went for this line, just because in this position, even if the computer says it's equal, it's very, very hard to play. Very hard to play. Very, very hard to play for black here, because like your king is awkward, your rook is awkward, you push p on the king side. These pieces are not in the game, and there's stress, and there's a stress point on d6 too. So it's kind of hard to figure out. Thanks so much to Post Life for subscribing. Thanks so much to Post Life. Yeah, Sessa, I don't know if Sessa's up right now. Let me see. Sessa is not up. Sessa's not covering the game right now. Yeah. So we got h4 played by Nepo here, which to me seems like a logical move, but I would say it feels hard to play for black. Pieces are not on just like traditional squares. Development's not super easy. I mean, maybe you can go bishop e6 and rook d8, but it just feels a little bit awkward with the king and the rook here. So yeah, what would happen to GM titles without FIDE? Oh, I mean, I have no doubt that FIDE, they have complete lock on the rating system, but in terms of top level chess, that's the only thing where I think FIDE can make real money potentially. You know, if you get sponsors for events or for the world championship, like FIDE alone on this world championship match, if the match itself is $2 million, right? It's $1.2 million to the winner, 800k to the loser. There's probably another 500k that goes to FIDE as their, you know, quote unquote fee for organizing the event. Maybe it's not, I don't know if it's 500k, 250, whatever it is, but they get a cut. There's definitely some cut of money that they get for putting together the event. It definitely is into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So without the world championship, without these events where they get their cut of the fee, they will not be making enough income to be relevant off of the ratings. I mean, who knows? Like if chess.com were to come in and take over, you never know what FIDE might do. They might be like, well, we're just to increase the fees for rating tournaments and all the and like membership fees. They might increase it by like 500% or something overnight and be like, okay, well, you have your choice. But nonetheless, that's, yeah, FIDE does not get 50%. I think they get like 20% is the organizing cut. I think it's like 20%. Anyway, we get queen d3 played by Ding here pretty quickly. And now I think now I think that bishop e6 is a very obvious move for Nepo here. I think it's a very obvious move. It does not lose a pawn because after taking, there's queen d8 check. If you trade the queens here, you lose the rook in the corner pocket here after rook takes h8. So you probably have to play queen to e8 here, and after queen c7, there's now rook d8 with the kebab again on the 8th rank here. Probably have to go like bishop e6 takes. I mean, maybe you're okay here, but white is up a pawn and white has a wooden shield, and your king is very poorly placed along with the rook here on f8 and h8. Bishop e6 and bishop d7 both okay. I expect one of those two moves will be played pretty quickly here. I'm guessing bishop e6 will be played quickly, so we'll see. What does an oligarch get out of sponsoring this? Well, I think what they get out of sponsoring this event is they get name recognition for a world championship. There will be articles in the West. I do believe that there's a company that is listed on a stock exchange as well, so potentially there's like good publicity from this for them. So that I think is a large part of why they're sponsoring it. That's my general read, but I could be wrong on that. Clout, well, you get PR. Sports washing, like Saudi sponsoring big boxing, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Money laundering, okay, whatever, you guys. So queen d3, you're saying it was queen f3 better since because after takes it's still the same thing with rook d8 and the kebab. Yeah, maybe queen f3 was interesting. Maybe queen f3 was interesting too, but we get queen d3 being played. So yeah, can I recap? It's been a pretty slow game so far. We had an English 4 nights. Once again, here we got e4. Ding does his classic best impression of bro thinks he's Hikaru by playing e4. Of course, Hikaru played this in the American Cup against Wesley. So, and now we got this move bishop c5, very topical move here. Bishop b4 also playable. Takes d4, forking the bishop in the knight. White tries to build a big center. Again, this is all very standard here. Bishop c5 is definitely playable, but not the not the absolute main move. Bishop a5 has been played a little bit more. Bishop c5 still quite reasonable. We get queen g3. If black castles, you run into bishop h6, winning the rook or creating a checkmate threat. King f8, bishop e2, d6, bishop f4 to guard the pawn on e5. We get queen e7, rook d1 and h5 here, all pretty standard, nothing too crazy so far in general terms. And now we have this position after queen d3, no more moves, and we're waiting for a move from Nepo. Yeah, he thinks he's Hikaru probably. Why is Levy not live streaming? Well, I mean, Levy's audience is primarily on YouTube for making videos, and most of his audience does not watch on Twitch. And also additionally, he'd have very low viewership because there's so much coverage of this match going on. It's like, you know, chess.com obviously is covering it. I'm covering it, of course, here on Kick. I think there are probably multiple other people covering it as well. So there's just a lot of people covering it. That's the bottom line. Yeah. So and also, yeah, I mean, the lower your audience is, the less interest they're going to have in this match. That is a legitimate point. The lower your rating is, it's the harder it is to follow the event, for sure. That's absolutely true. Especially in live time. So do I have courses? No, I mean, I've never done that, actually. Why do I keep referring to myself in third person? Because I'm making a joke, you guys. But yeah, so if you were to ask me about courses, I actually would say, I've said this before, but you know, I think that this is something that from the very get-go of when I started doing content creation seriously in 2019, is that I made it an active point to not dumb down my content, very specifically because I know, just like anyone who's been in the chess world for a long time knows, if you do a lot of chess coaching, you could be an IM, a GM, whatever your level is. If you start coaching a lot to lower level players, you become a weaker chess player. Your rating goes down. You stop playing at your peak. You naturally make a sacrifice. So when you when you teach a lot to people who are lower rated than you are, you inevitably your chess games, your level of play decreases significantly. And so I made an active point from the get-go to not do that. It was a very conscious decision to not try and dumb it down to a very basic level, because I knew that if I did that, my actual competitive level would fall significantly. So from the get-go, I've actually avoided doing all that sort of stuff. And like, that's the one thing that I would say, like, whether it's Levy or a lot of other content creators, is I think I'm the only one. I mean, Dina had a good result, to be fair to her, in Iceland, but I do think that when you look at the content creators, I am the only one who has not seen at least a 50-point rating decrease since I started going into content creation full time. Now, Dania doesn't really play much, so it's a little bit different. Dania actually would probably keep a 2600 plus level, because he does teach lower level players, but he actually teaches at a very advanced level. So Daniel, for example, I think would absolutely be able to keep his rating if he was streaming every day and was trying to play here or there. But if you look at the content creators, almost all of them have seen significant rating decrease. And Daniel also, yeah, like Daniel doesn't teach players at a 1000 level. He teaches players who are like 2000 or better. Like if you're approaching 2000 or master level, it's yeah, it's quite different. It's quite different. I mean, like, Daniel's teaching like hardcore. He's like teaching the try hard kids who want to be like really serious about chess. So yeah, Daniel's probably a bad example, but everybody else I think has lost rating. Botez, for example, I think she's probably lost at least 150 rating points or somewhere around there. Like, her rating is like 1988. I think her peak was close to 2200 at one point. Anna Cramley has lost a lot of rating points. Of course, Levy, I mean, this is the most obvious example, where I think Levy's rating is like 2330. He went from like 2400 plus, I think, to like 2330. So yeah, I mean, most of the content creators have lost a lot of points. Dania is coaching Dina, some people think. Okay, I'm not going to wade into that topic. Let's not go there, you guys. Anyway, yeah, let's wait for let's wait for some moves. The cams, let's change the scene. We don't have cams. They're showing tweets and other stuff. So let's turn it off. Okay, so yeah, anyway, yeah, we're waiting for a move here after queen d3. Maybe we'll get bishop e6 here, maybe bishop d7. Chess bra, I don't think Eric is really playing that much, is he? Eric doesn't play much. Yeah, I don't think Eric is playing very much anymore, as far as I know. In fact, when was the last time that Eric actually, I can't recall Eric playing an event, honestly. Yeah, I can't recall the last time Eric played a classical chess tournament. Did he play? He played in the Olympiad. Okay, he played there, but I feel like he's played no, he played the World Rapid and Blitz, but that wasn't a classical ranked chess event. Eric Rosen, I think, has also lost rating points, by the way, as well. Didn't do great in in Iceland. So that's what it is. So all right, waiting for a move from Nepo. Probably bishop e6 will be played. It feels like the most obvious idea. Bishop. Whoa, okay. I mean, maybe g5 is okay, but this feels aggressive. This feels aggressive here. So we're gonna get takes, and bishop e6. But the problem here, I think, is f4, and white's gonna activate the rook here. I mean, maybe this is still okay with rook c8. Hard to judge. The bar did move bigly here. Yeah, the bar moved quite bigly. Now this is kind of my issue with this whole line that Nepo is playing, is that, again, Nepo's a player who needs to be active. He needs to have obvious plans, and that's why, like, I feel like this opening choice is not great, because the ideas are a little bit more non-standard. I think that if Ding sees this idea with trade and f4, he's gonna get an advantage here. I mean, I don't know if this is like much better, but like this looks kind of scary. Maybe you have f6, although actually rook e4 and bishop g4, this looks scary. Why does he need to be active? Because Ding is a player who needs like straightforward plans, counterplay. He needs to be able to play quickly. That's just his style. A player like Fabiano would almost certainly, I think, play bishop e6 here. But Nepo tries to get aggressive. We get takes instantly. I assume we'll get takes. Let me turn the cams back on. Surely the players are back at the board. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this could get scary, because the problem with this position, as I said, is that now after f4 you're going to end up with this weakness, and you're down a pawn. Now mind you, the extra pawn's not super important on c4, but if you lose this pawn on h4 ever, white's going to have a 2-on-1 here on the king side with these two pawns, and white probably is going to have pretty decent winning chances. That being said, it's also going to be kind of slow too, which is a little bit unpleasant, because we're headed straight for an auto endgame here. So this means that we're headed for an auto endgame, which means we're gonna have a lot of dead air time, which is not great, but it is what it is. Again, big shout out to nearly 5,000 you guys who are watching on this fine Friday morning. Hope you guys are doing very well. And we're waiting for some moves here. Probably takes, and bishop e6 will be played almost instantly. That's what I expect here. Nepo wants a quick draw. I don't think we're gonna get a quick draw here. So after, that's right, I said Friday, didn't I? Let's yeah, sorry, it's Sunday morning. What in the Friday? Yeah, what in the Friday? Yeah, it's not Friday morning. It's Sunday morning. It feels, maybe it's because yesterday I didn't stream, but it feels like, I feel like we're headed into the weekend for some reason. Yeah, I feel like we're headed into the weekend, but it's actually Sunday morning, so no, we will tomorrow will be the week. Do I live in Miami? No, I live in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. So okay, so white can trade. Did you see the clip where Levy's Twitch chat said that Hikaru is funnier than him? Okay, I don't know. I didn't see that clip, nor do I want to start drama, so I don't really have much to say. I mean, I don't know why you're bringing that up. So I heard Fort Lauderdale got flooded. Fort Lauderdale did get flooded like 2 weeks ago, but honestly, you guys, I'm a streamer. I didn't even leave my house during the big rain, so I didn't even know there was like a flooding. I didn't know there was flooding until I read the news. Like, there was flooding, but I knew it was raining a lot outside, but I didn't even leave my house, so I didn't even hear about the flooding until I read news articles. So yeah, I was like, flooding? Oh, okay, I guess there was flooding, but I didn't see it because I was just sitting in my house chilling, streaming all day long. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw it in the news. I was like, okay, wow, because I was streaming, doing everything. There's nothing. I mean, the tornado alerts are nothing new though. Tornado alerts in Florida are actually pretty common. Like, yeah, your phone just starts blowing up every so often. But it's quite common, so it's not something that you like lose your mind over. What's really scary though is, like, I feel like it's not all the time, but there are periods of time when I get like these amber alerts on my phone, and that actually is kind of scary, because when you see that, it's like you know there's some bad stuff going on. Yeah. But the reason I also know that like there wasn't flooding where I am, but the reason I know that it definitely was a lot of rain is because like there are little ponds and things out there, and when I go out, I like walk or I drive out to go to Costco or Publix. I do see the water levels in some of these ponds, and it's pretty high actually. It's not like where it's flooding, but it's like almost at the absolute limit, and usually it's a little bit lower. So that's why I know that there it definitely was a thing. Why is Ding thinking here? I'll tell you why Ding is thinking. The reason Ding Loren is thinking here is he's thinking the following. He's like, okay, I can take the juicer on d6, go into this end game. Do I objectively have good winning chance? Now if he sees f4, he probably will play this, but if he doesn't see it, he might be thinking, double pawns, hard to prove an advantage here. Black goes king e7, rook d8, rook c8. Can I really win this end game? That's step one. Step two, what he's thinking about is like, if he doesn't see that f4 as an advantage here, I don't know what's auto playing. Why is it auto playing? Come on, chess.com. If he doesn't see the idea with f4, he might think it's an auto draw. He might be like, okay, do I really want to trade into this end game? Maybe I don't. Maybe I go like bishop c1. Maybe I go bishop e3 and I keep pieces on the board and try to win it this way. But even this is very hard to believe, because after bishop e6, even this end game is still probably not better for white here. So that's really the question. He's thinking, does he think he can prove an advantage in this line in the end game with bishop d6, or is he gonna be like, nah, I want to keep queens on the board. I don't want to trade off my pokey. I don't want to trade my pokey main for his pokey main. And that's pretty much the situation as it stands right now. When did you move to Kick? I didn't know. We've been on Kick since the end of March, you guys, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying the chat. You guys have been really amazing. All the true loyalists, the true fans are here. A lot less trolls, which has made it really nice. I'm enjoying it. So that's what we have here. An early draw if he misses f4. I'm gonna be honest, I think if he misses f4, yeah, we could have a game that's drawn in like 3 hours here. I'll be honest, like we could have a draw very quickly if you don't miss f4 here. Definitely. So yeah, it's a chance to grow chess on a new platform. I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying it. It's been great. And most importantly, it's not too different than Twitch. So there's a lot of similarity, which has made it, the familiarity for everybody, I think has made it great. Yeah. This is still the internet. Trolls will be showing up in a few weeks. Yeah, I mean, at some point, I know there are people who are like, I'm never going to watch Twitch. It's this gambling site. I'm never watching. But of course, at some point, people are going to eventually come over and they're going to be like, oh, wait, what's going on? He's not gambling. It's just chess. He's doing what he's always doing on Twitch. Why am I not watching this? So yeah, I mean, I do think it's eventually the trolls will exist. But okay, let's see if Ding finds f4. Let's see if Ding can find f4. So big question. So yeah, we'll keep going. There are all these trades: bishop e6, king e7, rook c8. Yeah. And just to answer the other question, because I saw 2 people ask, I'm not answering questions about stupid things. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Not answering questions about stupid things right now. So let's see what we have here after bishop d6. Black can trade the bishops, trade the queens, and go from there. So yeah. It activates the rook. Yes. Yeah. So queen takes d6 is played. We can get more trades here, and bishop e6 and king e7 down the road. Just ignore stupid stuff. Yeah, absolutely. For now. Yes. All right. So let's see what we're going to get here from Jan here. Yeah. Yes. Thoughts on Tesla's last earning report? Not I don't have I didn't really look at it closely. I saw the margins are down, right? Margins are down, things are not great. They keep cutting prices. I mean, I think Tesla's overvalued probably at this point. It's funny because I had a conversation with someone, maybe it was like around December, right after Elon bought Twitter, about like all this stuff, and I was telling them that really you weren't going to know whether there was whether there were actual like whether all that stuff that was going on was going to hurt the brand or not until like April or May. And sure enough, I think actually it's only showing now that a lot of stuff is having an effect on the company. So okay, so we get rook d6, bishop e6, or king e7. I mean, king e7, c5 with rook e1 and bishop f3 doesn't look quite right to me, so I expect bishop e6 almost instantly. Yeah, but we'll see. Why are the players' cams delayed? Because this broadcast is coming from Astana, Kazakhstan. So because of that, it's not literally in real time. I'll refresh though. Maybe we can catch up just by like a second or two. and we'll see. But I don't think we will. It's going to change anything. Yeah. So, all right, with bishop d6, rook d6 being played here. Why is it in Kazakhstan? It's because that's where the sponsor is. The sponsor is a Russian who's living in Kazakhstan now, so that's why. All right, bishop e6, king e7 will be played here. One of the two moves. We're waiting. Afterwards, will you streamer stay live or end? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. Yeah. Can't wait for it to be in a Western country. We'll see. I mean, I think that it comes down to one point. It comes down to whether Ding finds f4. Now, I do think Ding will find f4, but I still, the position is so simplified so early with so much time on the clock that it's hard for me to believe that Nepo will lose this game. That being said, we are in for a barn burner. This is going to be a very, very long game, you guys. This will probably be a 4 or 5 hour game at least. Those of you guys are asking which tournaments am I playing in. I will be playing in the Grand Swiss tournament, which will be happening at the end of October in the Isle of Man. So I'll be playing there. But I won't be playing the World Cup most likely. So I'm probably skipping the World Cup. I'll play Isle of Man, but that's probably about it for the rest of the year. Yeah. Okay, we got bishop e6 played quickly as I expected. Yeah. You mean the Isle of Dude? Yes, it's called the Isle of Man. Don't ask me why. But yeah. Sad no Hikaru travel. I don't like traveling, you guys. Basically during COVID or prior to COVID, I was spending like 250 days a year on the road for basically a decade roughly. And when COVID hit and I got stuck at home, I kind of got used to being a homebody, and I don't know, ever since then I just don't like traveling. I just don't like traveling that much. It's just my thing. Like I put in my years of travel, and now I'd rather be at home streaming than traveling a lot. So yeah, am I excited to play Magnus again in the classical chess in Norway? Kind of, yeah. I'm kind of excited to. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I traveled for a decade. I got my lifetime million miler status with United, so I'll always have star gold. I can always go use the lounges, but I mean, what's the point? No, I mean, I got tired. Don't you drive your Bugatti around the hood? Yes, you guys. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I'm a top H, not a top G, so slight difference. So all right, waiting for a move here from Ding. Like I said, f4 is the only move that makes any sense to me whatsoever. This is my first time using Kick. Awesome, Mixuti. Hope you're enjoying the classic ad-free experience just like you get on Twitch. Oh wait, actually you don't. Sorry. So I hope you're enjoying the experience. Unlike on Twitch, you don't get all the unskippable ads. You're not going to, in the middle of a move somewhere here, suddenly get hit with ads because there are no ads on Kick right now. So I hope you're enjoying the experience. You're enjoying the experience because it's going to be a lot better than watching on Twitch. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, that is honest. That's me being honest. Because yeah, like I'm in the you guys get that all the time on Twitch. Like it's in the middle of the game or it's in the middle of the, I'm talking about something and boom, suddenly you get hit with the ads out of nowhere. Like what the fridge. But hey, that's Twitch's fault. They don't know how to be a profitable company, and the days of 0% interest and free money are dead. So yeah. So Twitch, instead of running more ads and getting angry at us, they should be mad at Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve actually ended Twitch's party. So all right, waiting for a move here from Ding. Like I said, I think f4 is probably the best move. This game has been perfect so far. Yeah. Careful about what? No, I mean, of course Jerome Powell ended the party. He ended the party for everybody, but that's not exactly new. Yeah. So yeah, chess stream on YouTube with their own ads and my premium can't skip. Actually, yeah, I don't like the chess.com ads. Some of them are pretty weird. Like, actually, you guys, as we do our quick station break, this is not an ad, but as a quick station break, those of you guys who haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I played against their bots. Like, if you watch a chess.com stream, you'll notice that they talk about how you can play Ding Liren or Jan Nepomniachtchi. I actually played both the bots, and neither of the bot was really all that comparable to the players. So it just felt like an attempt to they created these bots, but the bots were playing like random openings that they don't play, and it was just a little bit weird. It was a little bit weird. I played the Yan bot too, so we'll have a video on my games against the Yan Nepo bot a little bit later on, but yeah, so it's yeah, it's like not the greatest thing ever. Do I think I could have beaten either of these guys in a match? You want my honest take? I'm not a pro chess player anymore, so I'll be an honest. I'll give you my honest take. My honest take is quite simple. I think that I could have beaten Ding Liren in a match. I think I would have had good chances against him. I don't feel like Ding's preparation has been out of this world. I feel like a lot of the games that he's played have been, a lot of opening choices have been sort of on the fly and haven't been what I would expect for someone who's had many months to prepare. So in general terms, I think that I would have a chance to beat Ding in a match, because I don't think Ding would beat me in the opening phase of the game. So against Ding, I think I'd have a chance. I do think against Yan Nepo I would struggle, and the reason I think I would struggle against Yan is that my opening repertoire has generally been pretty straightforward. It's been pretty narrow, and I think Yan would actually potentially be able to just blow me out of the water in some games in the opening phase. So I think against Yan I would struggle, also because I know myself that if, let's just say hypothetically against Ding, I had drawn that game, you know, basically this storyline plays out the way that it has essentially, I would not have stopped streaming completely. I would have probably streamed like 2 or 3 days a week still, and I don't think I would have been able to dedicate enough time to the opening phase. So I think there's a good chance that against Nepo I would have lost. I think against Ding I would have had chances, but against Nepo I think I would have gotten blown away. So that's my general take of the situation. F4 played, by the way, here. So that's my general read. Is I think that against Ding I would have a chance in a match. Against Nepo I think I probably would have gotten crushed in some openings, and probably I would have lost the match. So that's my honest take about it. Yeah. So I think if I could survive the openings against Nepo, I'd have chances, but I feel like Nepo's prep has been really good at times. So looking at Nepo's blunders, yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to judge, obviously. I mean, but you don't know. You also don't have 131,072 thread stockfish supercluster. That is true. So okay, f4 king e7 will get rook d4, and then probably takes an h3. But see, again, this feels scary. Like, I don't know, like I'm a little worried that the king gets to g3 here. It's a little bit scary. Why is Nepo moving instantly? I mean, okay, we're gonna get rook f4 here. Yeah, let's see. I mean, this is scary, actually. Again, I don't know why it's saying exclam move. gf4 is the only move, by the way. Viewers are dropping. No, we have 5,000 viewers. Why? What do you mean by dropping? Viewers are great. I would say the last 2 days have been a little bit slower, obviously, than before, but that's because we're not in the middle of the week. Obviously, I think people are getting a little bit tired. But g takes f4 is not an exclam move. Let's be honest. Again, you guys, as I said before, there's a problem with the chess.com system. It reminds me of the classic, you're like out fishing, and you have the fishing pole and you have the bait, and I feel like it's the bait where it's like you're casting the bait, and it's like you're casting the bait and you're waiting for the players who are like below 2200 to basically take the bait and see an exclam or double exclam move. They're like, oh yeah, I made an exclam move, I'm gonna play more games on chess.com. Double exclam, yeah, okay, let's play another game. Yeah, I got another double exclam, let's play 5 more games today. And before you know it, you've wasted 10 hours every day playing chess on chess.com. And of course, the longer people spend on the site, the better it is for the companies. So that's my take. It's like cast the bait with the exclam or the double exclam, the dopamine glitch. And it's great for anybody who's not a super strong player. But if you're a super strong player like myself or Anish, you see g takes f4 and you're like, what the fridge? Are you for real? G takes f4, exclam, seriously? It's the only move in the position to not be much worse. You can't be serious. So anyway, you get rook f4, we get h3, Nepo moving like a maniac. We're gonna get g4, king f2, king g3 played almost instantly, I assume, and go from there. So I expect g4 to be played. G3 maybe is also playable to keep bishop g4 alive, but g4, king f2, g3 makes more sense to me. It's an easy draw. I would not say it's an easy draw at all. I think it's a tricky position to play. What was my first laptop? My first laptop that I ever owned personally, it was a Quantex. I don't remember what the I don't remember what the actual model was, but it was Quantex. It had like the red Q. Not that anybody remembers Quantex. Probably most people here don't remember it. But it was a Quantex computer. I remember it because like it was such a fancy computer at the time, and I loved it. It was a PC, of course. Yeah, Quantex Microsystems. When did they die? They were founded in 1984 in Somerset, New Jersey. They filed for Chapter 11 in August 17th, 2000. I think actually my first computer, let me try to remember, how old was I think I got the Quantex in 1998, if I remember correctly. I think it was 1998 that I got it. So yeah, it was 1998. Yeah, 1998. So we do have G4 played by Ding to go king f2, king g3. The first PC though that my family had, it was a shared computer. It was a compact. I don't remember the model, but it was a compact. Compact doesn't exist, but I feel like compact, at least people still remember what compact was. Does compact still exist? Actually, it might even still exist. Does compact still exist? It does, doesn't it? Yeah, compact still does exist, it looks like. So yeah. Okay, we got rook ac8 here. Never heard of it. No, compact still exists, but Quantex does not exist anymore. Yeah. So we'll probably get like king f2, king g3 played pretty quickly, and go from there. Did I go to college? I went to college briefly. Yeah. Rook to e4 and Ding wins according to somebody. Rook e4 where? Here? Rook e4. Because rook c5, maybe there's rook d5 to force a trade of the juicers, maybe. But I will say, you guys, just looking at the match, one thing that I'm noticing when I look at the body language of Ding is Ding normally is very relaxed, very chill. The way that Ding is leaning forward every game does show me that he definitely has nerves. He's definitely feeling a lot of pressure, because in the candidates he was never leaning forward the way that he's leaning forward a lot of times during these games. He was never leaning forward the way that he is. He was always very steady, very standard, just like sitting at the board, but he's leaning forward quite a lot in this match, which does show us that like he is feeling the nerves. Are these subscribers on Kick? Yes, you guys. So we have 2493 subscribers on Kick. If there are any Oilers in the chat who want to support me, the streamer, you know, feel free to support me. Again, if you are supporting me, obviously I get 95% of the sub revenue, not 50% like on Twitch. So I get 95%, which means I get $4.75 out of the $5 subscription, instead of on Twitch where it's a very exciting 50-50 split. You get $2.50 out of the $5 when people subscribe, so you don't get a great return on that. So once again, it's $4.75 versus $2.50. It makes a big difference over the long run. Yeah. Additionally, those of you guys who are subs, at some point in the near future we are going to be doing a sub battle between our Twitch subs and our Kick subs. So if you aren't subbed on Kick and you want to have a shot, do keep that in mind down the road. We'll probably do that at some point in the next couple of weeks is my guess. Yeah, thank you so much to Gotherpunk R for subscribing. Thank you so much to Gotherpunk R, appreciate it. Thank you so much. How many times in the world did it happen the best player is not the champion? It's happened at times, but generally when it's happened, there's been a very distinct reason for that. For me, Kick sub is around $2 more expensive. Yes, Kick has not introduced the region, I think it's the regional pricing, I think that's what they call it. So they haven't introduced that yet. I assume down the road they will, but for right now they haven't, so it is what it is. Yeah, what happens if you hit 2,600 subs? We're just setting our goal. That's our goal. Just curious, why does YouTube make subs watch commercials? Because that's how YouTube makes money. So yeah. Anyway, waiting for a move here from Ding. I assume we'll get king g3, but although maybe rook a5, rook d2, rook a3, and the rook targets both juicers. C2 holds both pawns as well. I mean, it's hard to judge, but my assumption here is that white should be better because you're going to lose the pawn in h3 at some point. Yeah, I thought big streamers have way better conditions on Twitch than 50-50. No, you guys, they don't. Some people still get 70-30 split, but if you have a 70-30 split, there are only a couple more months until it reverts to 50-50. One of the big advantages of being a partner, well, I guess not all partners get it, but a fair chunk of the partners on Twitch were getting a 70-30 split for a long time, but Twitch got rid of that. So basically on Twitch, there's almost no benefit to being a partner anymore. You don't get a 70-30 split. And so if you don't get that, there's really nothing really left for partners on Twitch. Even top dogs, yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. Even XQC, yeah, it's 50-50. Yeah, it's 50-50 for everybody. I mean, unless Twitch is lying, but I don't think they are. I mean, everybody's getting 50-50. That's the bottom line. So yeah, I mean, there are some streamers who got platform deals where they just get flat paid a certain amount of money basically just to stream on Twitch, but again, it's those have pretty much faded into obscurity as well. So yeah, it's what it is. Kai is getting 3.5 out of 5. He might be getting 3.5 out of 5 right now, but it's going to be reverting to $2. Now I think Twitch announced that those changes were happening. They announced it quite late, I think in 2022. So if you signed a contract, I mean, I think that basically there might be people who get 3.5 out of 5 until maybe the end of the year potentially, but that's it. But no, I mean, XQC will be getting 50-50. He's not going to get 70-30. No one's getting 70-30 or 80-20 or any of that stuff. It's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah, everyone's getting 50-50. Now we get A4 played here by Ding, which is an interesting move. I guess Ding's idea here is that after rook A5, you can go bishop D1 to hold the pawn. Bishop holds both juicers. The two rooks hold all the other pawns, and you can run the king to G3 here. That's the idea. So I kind of like A4 actually from I like A4 from Ding because there's no way to go after the pawns anymore. It's a very solid setup with the bishop, the rooks on the fourth rank, creating this lateral double stack, and king G3 to go after H3. So I actually really quite like this move from Ding. I like A4. Computer doesn't like it. I don't know why, but it's probably because it just computer probably just wants to wait here or something, like maybe B6 here just to hold the juicers on the dark squares, and probably the computer feels it black and white. But again, this looks pretty, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to play this position against Magnus, let's be honest. Like Magnus here, this would be a very unpleasant experience. Computer thinks it's still kind of okay, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Nepo is going to suffer here. Nepo is going to suffer. This is going to be a long game where Nepo is basically suffering. Yeah, Nepo is going to be suffering for a long time here. He might draw this, but what Nepo is going to have to do is something he doesn't like to do. A, is going to have to defend the position, but B, it's going to be a passive defense where he's going to have to sit on his hands and just wait. Like he's basically going to have to go B6 and just sit with rook H7, rook H8, and it's going to be pretty tough to play. Yeah, I actually I'm gonna make a prediction. I think Ding is gonna win this game. That's my prediction. I think Ding is gonna win this game. I think Ding will win. Calculations depend on who you're playing against. I wouldn't want to play this against anybody with black, to be honest, but Magnus is definitely more precise in endgames than anybody else. Will this be a repeat of game 6? I don't think it's gonna be a 150 move game, but this is gonna be a long and painful game for Nepo here. Nepo loves the salmon color. I assume Nepo is just tired of having to think about anything except chess, and you just figure, you know what, I've done well with the salmon color shirt, why not keep wearing it? That's probably his read. Now this position is very scary. I'm gonna be honest, it's scary. Hope you aren't like Charles Barkley. He's always jinxing teams, but it's not about jinxing because there's no tricks here. Like it's an endgame. White has an extra pawn. He's got the lateral double stack, can go king G3, go after the pawn on H3, and it's just very unpleasant because White has really no weaknesses. Like you get to this position here, and what's the weakness? The rooks guard both these pawns here on C4 and G4. So the rooks guard the two pawns. I mean, this rook guards this one, this rook guards this one. So the rooks are very solid here. Bishop guards the pawn on A4, and you have the weak pawn on H3, and you're down a pawn. Three big issues here. So very difficult. You're down a pawn, problem 1. Problem 2, weakness on H3. Problem 3, no weaknesses for White here, and the rooks control some of the open files. So I think it's very scary. Very scary. Yeah, Nepo's in trouble here. He's in trouble. He's gonna have to use time. No obvious moves. He's in the torture chamber here. This is torture. Indian says 0-0 at depth. Yeah, because the Indian can just be like, Indian can just laugh. The Indian is just like, ha, I'm just gonna play rook H6. Ha, I'm just gonna play rook H8. I don't care at all that I can't come up with a logical plan. I'm just gonna play stupid moves and be fine. But for us humans, we need a plan. There needs to be an idea. Just sitting on your hands and just repeating moves is not how we play chess. Computer doesn't have a brain, so the computer can just like play random moves, and it doesn't need an idea. It never needs an idea. But for us humans, we need an idea. There needs to be a plan. But for computers, yeah, they just basically laugh. You know, like, haha, I just play a random move. Who cares? Nobody cares. I don't have to be logical. I just play the best move without a plan. But for humans, we can't really do that easily. And the fact that you're down a pawn and you have a weakness on H3 makes it very hard to play. Also, there's another problem, which is it's bishops of the same colors. So for example, if rooks come off, bishops of same color endgames are generally good winning chances. So it's gonna be tricky. We're gonna get probably bishop D1. I think we'll get bishop D1, B6, king G3 almost instantly, and then we'll see what Nepo does. When did I first hear about Nepo? Oh man, Nepo and I go way back. We've known each other for many years. I would say probably the first time I heard about Nepo is sometime around like 2010. He was like a rising player, a rising Russian junior player, very, very talented. But so I'd say somewhere around 2010 probably. So bishop d1 will be played pretty fast. We have a classic pyramid of Giza after bishop d1. Bishop guards the pawn. As I said, pyramid of Giza time, and now you can go king g3 next move. Why not resign now? Because you're only slightly worse and you're only down a pawn. Just about strategy rather than logic. Yeah, but as humans we try to implement logical plans into our games. I watch you near the pyramids of Giza. Nice. I'd love to go there, but I've heard from multiple people that the pyramid is kind of overrated, that like you see it in pictures and like you think it's really amazing, really big, but then when you go there it's actually kind of like it's kind of small. So I don't know. I've heard that. Yeah. Use logic to form strategy. Okay, yeah. But since everything is stuck now, can't Nepo just make random moves? Nepo will make random moves, but I'm just saying it's not obvious. That's what she said. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's not what your mom said last night. That's for sure. Anyway, all right. So bishop d1 played, king g3 coming in next move. We'll probably get like b6, king g3, and then I think rook h6, rook h8 is probably what you should play. So anyway, we keep going. Just had to throw in one of those jokes this morning. When did I first hear about Magnus? I can tell you, actually Magnus is much different. Magnus I can tell you very specifically because I remember it very clearly. So first time I ever heard about Magnus was in the year 2004 when I was playing in the FIDE World Cup held in Tripoli in the great country of Libya. So in 2004 I qualified the previous year from the Continental Championship in the Americas in Argentina in Buenos Aires. So in 2004 I went to Libya to play in the World Cup, and in the first round I played my match, but there was this little tiny kid from Norway, the small kid I should say, to keep following the memes, who was playing against Llada Aroni. Now Llada Aroni was on the rise, very strong player. I don't think he was quite top 10 yet, but he was one of the favorites to win the whole event. And in the first round, he's playing as a little kid from Norway who's drinking orange juice and eating like raisins and things during the game. And Levon actually had a very, very difficult match. This match, he struggled to win this match. I remember that I think Levon finally won in after 8 games, very deep in the tie breaks. And so everyone was watching because Levon was this 2,700 guy, considered to be a world championship contender, and he was struggling against this little kid. And I remember I had to play tie breaks too, but after the first 2 tie breaks when I won, I ended up watching Levon's games against Magnus because the match just kept going. It kept going. I said Libya, yeah. Again, speaking of chess, you guys, a lot of chess tournaments have been held in rather suspicious countries. That was during the time when Muammar Gaddafi was the president. I think he was president of Libya, or commander, or whatever the title was. I'm not sure, but it was during the time of Gaddafi, and so players who were from Israel could not play in the tournament, so it was quite controversial at the time. Yeah, I don't know if Libya had a president or not, but it was during the Gaddafi times. Yeah, he was a good president. I'm not gonna touch that subject. But yeah, I'm not going to touch that subject, but I will say that is one of the best things about going to traveling all around the world, is that you get to see these places, you get to see them in person versus what you hear or what the based media tells you. And I will be honest, when I went there, I had a great experience. It was a fantastic experience. I feel like almost every day my stepfather and I would go out to this local kebab shop, and we go get a kebab for lunch. You just go get your kebab with rice, stuff like that. People were very friendly. It was a great experience. And so yeah, that's what I will say about it, is that having been there, you see all this crap in the media about all these different things, and when you actually go places, you see things in person with your own 2 eyes, you actually start to understand what the world is really like. So that's my little base take for the day. And we keep going. Yeah, so all right, anyway, waiting for some moves. Yeah. Yeah. Probably we'll get b6 here, maybe rook c5 back at some point, and go from there. Yeah, that's my one base take for today, but I will say that. Yeah, I've been to Austria many times. Yeah, I've been to Vienna. I've been to I've been to Vienna. I think I've been to Salzburg. I went to, have I been to Graz? I don't know if I went to Graz, but I've been in a few places. Yeah. Yep. I don't think it looks drawish at all. I think it looks very scary here. They're playing ads on the main channel, which is why we're not showing it. King G3 and Rook E4 are probably the moves that I expect here. I think we'll get King G3 and then Rook E4, or Rook E4 first, just to take the other open file. Because like if you get some move like B6, King G3, Rook E5, maybe their idea is like Rook E3 to harass the king, which of course in 2023 is not acceptable. But their idea is like Rook E3 potentially. So we'll see. We'll see if we get that or not. Oh yeah, so the Magnus story, I was just, yeah, as I was saying about Magnus though, like I was watching the match and everyone was watching because it's like, who's this little kid who's 2490 or whatever who's playing against Levon, and really, I mean, Magnus came close to winning that match before losing. I think it was more experience than anything, but that was when everyone heard about Magnus Carlsen for the first time. Yeah, so anyway, yep. Why do I keep highlighting unhighlighting squares? Simply to illustrate the ideas of what exists in the positions. That's why. So anyway, Magnus endgame is pretty dank, yes. Although Magnus in that match against Levon in 2004, I think he lost a Rook and Pawn endgame, which was a draw. Actually, let me look that up. I think he lost a Rook and Pawn endgame where White had an E pawn. It was Rook and Pawn versus Rook, I think. Let me check. Let me take a look. I think Magnus blew a Rook and Pawn endgame. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the match. I'm trying to pull up all the games here. Let me keep going. Let me see. Where were we? Control F Carlsen. On page 2. Let me go to page 3. Where is it? Why can't I find it? I'm trying to find it. There, he lost a Rook and Pawn endgame. I remember it quite well. Let me see. Maybe I can find it directly if I look up their games. Yeah, whatever. It's too hard to find on chess games, so I'll let it be. But yeah, basically, Magnus lost a Rook and Pawn endgame to Levon. So anyway, all right, let's keep going. At this point in Levon's career, do you think he can still win any serious chess tournaments events or not? It depends what your definition of a serious tournament is. Do I think that Levon can compete with the 2700 guys? Absolutely. I think that Levon can actually probably beat a lot of guys who are around like 2720 or thereabouts. In the top level tournaments that have like Magnus and Nepo, I'm a little doubtful that he can, but I think tournaments that have like just standard 2700 players, he can. How is Kick doing so far? I'm thinking of doing some streaming on here. Do you think it's time for someone fringe like me to start streaming? I think that actually for smaller creators, it's better to start now before there are too many channels. Like for example, I think like chess, with so few chess channels right now, I think that if you stream chess and you can get raids from me or people like Bach with only a handful of channels, you definitely have a very good chance of growing it and getting discoverability in a way that you never will have on Twitch. So I think that is something to be taken into consideration. What's going to be your TED Talk if given the chance? I don't know. I think it would probably be similar to what I'll be talking about at the Norway Summit during Norway Chess as part of their like whole business conference, which is I'd probably talk about the economics of streaming, building a brand, things along these lines. The stream is already 2 hours in. Yeah, we're already 2 hours in. Again, I wake up at 5 a.m. to bring you guys the best content. So if you do want to support me, you can definitely sub to the channel. Even if not, I do appreciate all the support just by you watching the event. So, oh, I found, oh, it's here. Okay. Yeah. So actually, you guys, let me pull it up. Okay. Let me set up an analysis board. I'll show you the game, or not the whole game, obviously, but let me pull it up. Okay. Let's put this up here. Let's copy the PGN. Yeah. So, this is a game between Magnus Carlsen and Levon Aronian. Is this 2004? Yeah, this is 2004. Yeah. So actually, yeah. This is a very classic game. This was a classic end game that Levon won. It's actually funny because there was a very similar end game that Levon had in the RCC against Nicholas Theodore recently. But basically, they got to this end game, and right about here, this was a draw. Yeah, Rook H6. This is a draw. This is all a draw here. and then at the critical moment, at the critical moment he goes king g4. Now this is still technically a draw, and rook g5 is a nice touch because it takes a stalemate. King has no squares, but you get king f7, rook h5. Yeah, and he makes a mistake. Where was the mistake? This was still a draw. Wait, no, it was right. Yeah, it was right here. He goes king f4, which is a blunder. This was the blunder that loses the game, because basically here, if you go rook to a8 and h2, I think, or was it still a draw? I looked at this actually in the last like 2 months. I don't remember exactly. There's a blunder somewhere around. Was it still a draw here, or was it losing? I don't remember exactly where. There was a situation though where this was a draw, but you run the king behind the pawn. And again, there was also another Levant game not so long ago. Let me see if I can find the other one too. Let me see if I can find it. RCC. No, I can't find it. It doesn't exist right off. But yeah, there's this end game where it was basically it was just a drawn rook and pawn end game. I'm not going to go into it because it's very deep in the weeds. Also, I think here, yeah, this was all correct. Yeah, I think up until king f4 this was a draw. Up until king f4 this was all a draw. But once he allowed the pawn to go to h2, it was losing. Like this is still, I think, a draw until here. Yeah, king f4 is a blunder. I think here rook h5 still draws the game. But anyways, way too dang it. I don't want to get into the weeds, so let's go back to the game. But this is what it was. So all right, back to the game. Let me turn the cams back on as well, because we should have a board. Let's see. There we go. All right. But yeah, so I wasn't wrong. They had that very dank long rook and pawn end game. But I think actually after that end game, I think that Lev won that, and I think Magnus won the next game to keep the match going. So anyway, all right. Sessa is online now. Sessa probably says white is better, right? Oh, it says Sessa says 0.00. Insane. Ding will play king g3 here for sure. For sure he will. But anyway, you guys, that was when I first learned about Magnus Carlsen, was 2004. Yeah. So yeah, and also for everybody who's wondering whether they should sub here on Twitch, we are going to be doing some sub battles down the road between our subs here on Kick and our subs on Twitch. So if you are interested in playing that, make sure that you do subscribe. We're not going to do it like this week, but probably next week we'll be doing it. I think we're gonna do it next week, and I'm obviously gonna have fun making fun of everybody, so it'll be great fun. It'll be great fun because I'll basically be making fun of my my subs on Twitch and my subs on Kick, versus who it'll be our Twitch subs against our Kick subs. It'll be great. So instead of making fun of Levy and Levy subs, it'll be me making fun of my own subs. So it'll be funny. Note to self: unsubscribe. Got it. Yeah. Is it a fortress? I mean, technically yes, but in reality, no. Definitely not in reality. No. Yeah. We will destroy them, lol. Yeah. So the prize money is massive for those players. You think they'd be less bothered with winning? No, I'll tell you guys why they're bothered. So the reason is because in chess, I'll be very clear, the world championship match has more money than they'll make more money from let's be honest, like Ding Liren, if he wins this match, is likely to make more money from this match than he will make in his entire chess career. Maybe not entire chess career, but it's close. It's very close. So like it's very, very close in terms of the financial aspect when you look at it. So let's change the scene. There we go. So Ding, if he, I mean, let's just say Ding wins this match, he'll make 1.2 million. I'm going to assume that top players these days, I mean, online events change things for sure, but I would say that realistically as a top player, if you don't have big sponsors like Ding, I don't think does, unfortunately, even though China should support him, they don't, whatever reason. I would guess that Ding on average, if he has a really good year, he'll make like $300,000 to $400,000. Okay. And that's pre-tax. Okay. So again, 1.2 is pre-tax as well. So it's all the same. But you're basically talking about in one match, you're making as much as you would make in 3 or 4 years with good results in chess tournaments. And if you have one bad year in chess, you can go from making like 300K to 400K to making 100K. So yeah, Levy makes that in a week. I mean, he doesn't, but let's not get into the whole streaming versus playing chess thing, because that's just counterproductive. but yeah, that's the bottom line, is that at the end of the day, it's so much money, and you don't make that much money for such a long period of time, that there's so much pressure. Yeah, so much pressure. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's very stressful, very stressful. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna get into the weeds of it, but I'll just put it this way: when you look at Social Blade and you look at those numbers, people don't understand that those numbers are optimistic. Like, I know this directly because I have a pretty good idea of the chess category and the CPMs. I have a pretty good idea just from my own channel as well, and what it says that I make. So I have a pretty good I have a pretty good handle on it. Yeah. Yeah. No, Levy does great. I do great. Anna Cramling does great, very specifically. And you know, it's very good for chess. But when people look at Social Blade and they take that number and think it's accurate for chess, it's off by significant amount. Let's leave it at that. It's not off by like 2%. It's not off by like 2 to 5%. It's off by more than that. Okay. Also, the other thing that I will say in regards to it separately is that basically everything as far as YouTube goes is completely obscured now by the fact that so much of the content is in shorts, and shorts don't monetize on YouTube, which I think most people know. But like, when you look at the total views on YouTube, so many of the views for everybody are in are on shorts, and YouTube shorts, the CPM is 4 cents. So 4 cents for 4 cents per 1,000 views, you could get like 1 million views on every short, and you're not making great money. And so that also really obscures everything as well, or I mean, just skews everything out of control. So you don't really know with any channel what the reality is anymore either. That's the other unfortunate thing. Whereas in the past, it used to be that the views counted as it was just on pure long form videos. Now the shorts count the same as long form views, so nobody knows what's going on anymore. Yeah. So anyway, back to the game we're waiting for a move here from shorts obscure less, right? Yes. Yeah. So we're waiting for a move here from Ding. There's King G3. There maybe are other moves as well. I expect King G3 will be played here. So I don't know why Ding is thinking so long. I mean, maybe Ding actually, you know what, Ding maybe is thinking of a different plan. Maybe Ding wants to go like, he wants to run the king the other way. Maybe he's thinking he runs the king to a3 to guard the pawn, and then he tries to like go rook d3 and go after this pawn on h3. But again, yeah, $4 for a million impressions seems fair. Yeah, nah, bro, exactly. Yeah. 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 Yeah, actually, I'll show you guys one tweet that I saw, which I think sums up something. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, well, let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah. Yeah, like here's a good tweet that I'm going to show you guys just to give you an example. I mean, which is why like one of the things like this is really worth noting is like there's this tweet from this guy Nas Daily. Now probably everybody's seen like a video or two of his from the old days on YouTube and on Twitch, or not, sorry, YouTube or Facebook or somewhere. But like there was this like there was this tweet from Nas Daily from March, and it shows that he had 606 million views, you guys. 606 million views. So you look at these views: 42 million on Facebook, 292 million on YouTube, Snapchat 6 million, 184 million on localization. I don't know what this is. 37 million on Instagram, 41 million on TikTok, 606 million views. But then as you look at this, with 1 million new followers and 606 million views, Nas Daily generated $33,000 in social media and revenue excluding Snapchat. And you'll look at this: Instagram and TikTok, 0. YouTube Shorts, $100 for 10 million views. $100 for 10 million views, you guys. So yeah, this kind of sums it up for you guys. This just sums it up. 10 million views on YouTube Shorts, and he makes $100. Yeah, welcome to reality, you guys. Welcome to reality. So anyway, back to the game. Let's keep going. Yeah, no, it's brutal. No, so basically what I'm saying is I'm saying that essentially that the only thing that makes like really good money is long form content on YouTube. So like if you have a lot of like Instagram, for example, you have these very short videos, or TikTok, same thing, very short videos, you don't make a lot of money off of those views. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, actually. So that's also why, if we talk about Twitter for a second, I know I'm going off topic from the game, but hey, people seem to love it. We're not losing viewers. If we look at Twitter, that's why when you look at Twitter, it's like when Elon says I'm going to monetize and do these things, it's like I really am very skeptical, because Twitter is going to be more of the same as Instagram and TikTok and everything else, where it's like these 30-second 1-minute videos. And so I'm skeptical that they're really going to be able to monetize that in any kind of major way. Now, of course, Elon's trying to do something with subscriptions as well, and maybe that will work. But again, I'm pretty skeptical about it, which is why also when you get back to the YouTube question about like people talking about channels, like if you get views on long form videos, that's how you make good money. That is how you make good money. But the problem is, like when you look at things like Social Blade or other sites now, the problem is that because the shorts get mixed in with like the actual long-term videos that you do, you don't have any clue what the reality is. Like it's all completely, it's like Social Blade counts like shorts the same way it counts like views on long-term videos. So nobody knows what the reality is, and everything is definitely everything is way over the top. I'll just say that as far as revenue goes. So that I just want to be very clear on that, so people have some idea about what things are like. So yeah, views don't matter. Well, watch time does matter, but like on a short, like you could have 10 million views, but the videos like the short is like 30 seconds to a minute max. So it is just something, which is why now that shorts are counted, it's just completely insane. So all right, back to the game. We have this position after bishop d1 and b6 here, waiting for a move here. Let's see what Ding does. I expect king g3. Ding is using forever here, forever. I don't know why. No, we don't have an opener. We got the same starting position here with this position with the 4 knights. As I said, in the leaked games, queen c2 was played, but Ding played e4 here, which is also completely reasonable. Of course, it's played by this annoying streamer Hikaru Nakamura a few times. He played in the American Cup, but e4 is pretty standard. Bishop c5, maybe. I think bishop e4 is considered a little bit more solid, but bishop c5 has its merits as well. So nothing too crazy. So yeah, we have this position right now. I mean, I think Ding's position is great. Ding is a little bit better. I hate that guy. Well, you know, there's certain Reddits that definitely do and make up all kinds of stories and other things, but hey, it's all good. Anyway, back to this position. I don't know why Ding has not played king g3 here. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked, mainly because what I would do here is I would play king g3 and then think after Nepo starts doing the waiting dance with rook h6, rook h8. So I'm a little confused as to why Ding is trying to come with a plan here rather than playing the obvious move first with king g3. Also, Ding is getting a little bit low on time, not crazy out of control, only 14 moves left to make. But if he's going to use like 20 minutes on this move or the next move, he might have trouble being precise. So we'll see. Again, big shout out to nearly 5,500 of you guys for watching on this fine Sunday morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are in the big wide world. Nepo does have a wooden shield. Yeah, he has the wooden shield. This is true. Yeah. So. Oh my, wait. Is this for real? Wait, I just Googled a wooden shield. Actually, wait, this is... Wooden shield is a term on Urban Dictionary? For real? I can't believe my eyes. This is insane. Ultra effective chess tactic whereby a diagonal piece, i.e. a bishop or queen, attacks 4 opponent pieces at the same time, so the attack pieces form an X shape between each other, thus according to the legendary chess grandmaster XQC, resembling a wooden shield. What does this lead me some... Oh no, that just leads me there. Okay. The best move in response to the wooden shield tactic is considered to be resignation, as computers are yet to find a position where any response to the tactic doesn't lose on the spot. The tactic is considered to be incomprehensible to inexperienced players and even grandmasters, and only exceptionally high IQ individuals with an IQ of 107 or over are considered to be capable of understanding it. Coined by prominent proponent of the Bing Bang Boom chess philosophy, GMHQC, the wooden shield is an essential part of the theory behind the flying dragon knight variation, as well as the flying dragon I take your pawn variation openings, which build upon the idea that early pawns don't matter, an idea repeatedly corroborated by the top of the line engines and neural nets such as AlphaZero. What is the flying dragon? Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh dear. Okay. Let's get back to the chess. Oops. That's like a live stream fail. Never mind. Let's get back to the chess. Okay, where were we? All right, wait for a move from Ding Loren. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, back to the game. Yes, back to the game. Yeah. Quick reaction though, yes. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't end up on LSF. It probably will though, knowing my luck. Okay, anyway. All right. Yeah, we have Bishop D1 B6 played here. And what will be the next move? Ding's still thinking, by the way. I don't know why Ding is still thinking. He's taking way too long. But he has taken far too long. Okay. Yeah, okay. Family friendly. Yes, okay. I think links get blocked out right away, you guys, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, waiting for a move from Ding. Ding has been using way too much time. I mean, the idea after King G3 and F5, I don't know if there's an idea, but my assumption is that maybe there's like Rook D2 and Rook E2. Actually, maybe Rook D3 takes and Rook E3, and there could be some problems here with Bishop G4. I think there's a lot of pressure towards the king. So anyway, let's keep going. Yeah. So just join. What was the opening? It was an English opening. Yeah, it was an English opening. Yeah, it's kick. It's all good. No, of course it's all good. But yeah, I just searched it on Urban Dictionary. Yes, yeah. Also, Ding's time is not an issue yet because it's an end game. But the problem for Ding is if he uses too much time, he's gonna struggle to come up with obvious moves. That's the problem. I mean, Ding has been thinking forever here. He's been thinking for like 30 minutes. It's crazy. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, here after B6. There's probably King G3 or Rook E4. Sorry, I just looked it up again. Yikes. Okay, back to the game. Notice things what? Okay, let's get serious. Sorry. Okay, back to the game. Yeah. I don't know why that just broke. It's too early. All right, so we have B6 here waiting for a move. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when it's early in the morning and you're trying to be serious. Okay, I'm gonna have to ignore chat for a second before I lose my mind, honestly. Okay, so Ding will probably play King G3. Maybe there's like Bishop C2. But yeah, I expect King G3. Okay, I'm minimizing chat. Sorry, I'm gonna lose my mind for real. So okay, so King G3 should be played. What else is there? There's King G3. There's like Bishop C2, or you run the king to the queen side. Those are really the only options that I see here in general terms. This one in Reddit. Yeah. I mean, basically, it's either he's looking for king. He's either going to run the king to the queen side, or he's going to go King G3. Those are the only two options that I see that make any sense here. Everything else just doesn't make sense. That's what I see. So again, like Ding has been thinking forever here. I don't know why he's been thinking forever, but he has. Which move is it that I just started watching? We're on move number 27 for white here. Now Ding of course could just dilly-dally, just play King G3, King F2, make an instant draw, but the problem is that like I don't think there's a good way to play 13 moves without doing something very committal. That's the main thing. So it's very hard in my opinion to get low on time and struggle. Jesse, February's first question at the press conference: did you consider the flying dragon? Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. That would be pretty terrible. So I mean, I'm sure someone on Twitter is going to make some tweet about this. Will be so they're talking about, you know, Hikaru and the flying dragon variation. Yeah. No, I mean, King G3, you basically have to sit and wait with Rook H6, Rook H8, something like that. Ding's hair, I haven't looked at his hair today. Yeah, his hair is not wonderful, is it? No, it's not. So, all right. But we still have no move. This is a 2-result game. Either white wins or it's a draw. Ding is up a pawn here. Black is a weak pawn on H3. There's no way that Ding can lose here. The question is, will Ding be able to come up with a plan to create winning chances, or is it going to end in a draw? I don't know why. I don't know why Ding is still thinking. I mean, we've been here for like 10 years now. Like it's definitely annoying. Definitely annoying. So yeah, we're still waiting for a move here from Ding. Yeah. Okay, we get King G3 played after a very, very long thing. Finally, it looks like it's an antenna receiving moves from 4. Yeah. So we get King G3 played. I assume we'll get Rook H6, Rook H8, and probably Nepo just sits and waits here with Rook H6. Yeah, probably you just wait. Yeah. Ding might mess up time control. Yeah, I mean, he can't really lose the game because it's a simplified end game, but the problem is after Rook H6, Rook H8, he has to come up with a plan, and it's not really obvious, like, why is there some great plan to win here? So we'll see. Computer likes computer likes F5, but he does play Rook H6 pretty quickly, which is sort of what I expected here. Yeah, he does play Rook H6 here. Why did Hikaru come to Kick? Because I love streaming on new platforms. I love having the chance of helping chess grow. So why not? It's pretty self-explanatory. Additionally, frankly, on Twitch the splits are better for sub revenue. I get a 95-5 split, so I get $4.75 out of every $5 that you guys spend to subscribe to my channel. On Twitch, I get a whopping $2.50, so I get a 50-50 split on Twitch, and on Kick I get a 95-5 split. So it's pretty much a no-brainer, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it's all good. It's all really, really good, you guys. Once again, big shout out to everybody who is supporting me. We do have nearly 2,500 subs already, so thank you so much. Someone asked about Android. Something asked about Android. I think they're gonna be having something for Android down the road, like Chromecast, something along those lines. But again, don't forget, it's still in beta. It's only been like 5 months, and after 5 months, it's not easy. Do you receive money from ads on Twitch? You do get money, but actually Twitch decided to cut down the ad revenue as well. In the past, it used to be a set amount of money you got if you ran X amount of ads every hour. So like, say you ran 3 minutes of ads every hour and you streamed 90 hours in that month, you'd be guaranteed to get X amount of money. Twitch actually changed the model, so now it's that you get 55% net revenue, which I assume they only changed it because probably they were losing money, and so it's so they decided to change it to 55% net, and nobody knows what that even means. So probably it's going to be another way that streamers lose money as well. So yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Now Nepo, of course, here is going to move really really quick to put pressure on Ding's clock with Rook H6 and Rook H8, and yeah, Ding does have hair standing up, right? Yeah, he does. He has hair that's standing up, which is kind of funny. So yeah, but let's keep going. But anyway, we're waiting for a move from Ding here after Rook H6, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, I do expect Ding to use more and more time here, get lower on time. Now he can't ever lose, as I said before. He can't really lose this position, but if he gets lower and lower on time, at some point something bad could happen. So all right, let's see. G5 is a move here. G5 is not a move because G5 would hang rook takes G5. It would hang rook takes G5. So no, G5 is not a move here. Yeah. We get rook fe4. So the idea here for Ding is Ding wants to play rook to d5. So basically he wants to go rook d5, and because of the pin of the bishop, if you trade, you lose the bishop on e6. If you don't trade, if you play like rook a6, for example, white can play many moves, but probably something simple like rook to e5 followed by like a g5 g6 could be very good. So I like what Ding is doing here. Also, it's tricky because if you go king f8 rook d8 check, if you go back, then I have rook d5, and so you would have to run the king to g7. Now computer of course just laughs and thinks it's completely equal, and that's that. So you need twice as many subs to get the same amount of money. Basically, yes. I mean, obviously 95.5 is not exactly, it's not exactly double 50. 95 is not double at 50, but still it's pretty close. So yeah, I mean, having 3,000 subs on Kick is basically the same as having 6,000 on Twitch. Do I think it's unfair for all the people who spent so much money to keep the sub streak on Twitch? No, because we still do stream on Twitch. So you don't have to sub on Kick. You can obviously just keep subbing on Twitch and watch my Tuesday streams. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think that's completely reasonable. I'm not streaming solely on Kick. I do still stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, just to be clear. Why is Nepo moving instantly? That I don't know. I think Nepo's moving instantly. He's basically trying to put pressure on Ding's clock, and he wants to go like king g7. He's basically trying to get Ding, he's trying to make Ding very nervous here. He's trying to make Ding nervous to where Ding can't find a plan. He just basically makes a repetition. That's the idea. Did Twitch try to convince you to stay? No, I mean, I still do stream on Twitch on Tuesday, so it's not like it's exclusive, but I would say that Twitch in general, like they basically they'll promote Twitch with Twitch will promote chess with tweets and other things, but in reality, like they've never actually, like when it comes to like the heart of it, they've never really shown that they care that much about chess streamers. So no, I mean, I haven't ever felt that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they do. And also it's worth noting that one of the people who I think in the early days was a big proponent of chess was actually the former CEO of Twitch, Emmett Shear. I know that he was a big fan of chess, and of course he resigned recently, so he's also not there anymore. I know he's somebody who really likes chess, so it's like, yeah, it's what it is. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going. Do I think Ding is going to flag in? No, Ding is completely fine. Thank you so much, Sammy Esta Aki, for the subscription. Muchas gracias, senor. Thank you so much, Sammy G Esta Aki. So thank you so much, Sammy GE, who is here, who stands here for the subscription. Thank you so much to Sammy. Yeah, thank you so much, man. All right, you guys, we have 2495 subs. We're 5 away from 2500. Surely there are some Oilers who some Oilers in chat who can push us past the 2500 sub mark today, for sure. There must be some Oilers in chat. Do I think Levy's going to switch to? No, I don't think Levy will switch. Very, very unlikely in my opinion. Levy's main thing is not live streaming. His main thing is making YouTube videos. So yeah. Okay, waiting for a move here from Ding Laurent, getting a little bit low on time. Are you the first big chess streamer? I mean, I'm basically the first chess streamer, pretty much, period. To switch over. Is Oilers a new term? No, it's a pretty old term. Yeah. Thanks so much to Hikaru sub for subscribing. Thanks so much to Hikaru sub. Appreciate it. Why are you starting to do the evil stare at the beginning of your YouTube videos? Oh, well, one thing people actually, I'll talk about that briefly with YouTube videos. People forget that probably until the last like 6 months or so, I'd say like 90% of my content, maybe like 95% of my content, with the exception of game recaps, was just content that I did on Twitch, whereas now I do a lot more content which does only go up on YouTube. So because of that, of course, I'm gonna start out videos that way. And I know people try to assume that it's like something where I'm like trying to take it from Levy or something, but it's just the fact that I didn't do YouTube only content for a very long time. So anyway, let's see what happens. We get rook e4, king f8 played. Yeah, and we'll see what the next couple of moves are. Okay, Ding's still getting way too low. I know the bar says it's zeros. I really don't know why it says it's zeros, honestly, but you know what could happen? If Ding's not careful, he could actually get in trouble. Like, you get some position like this, and suddenly after rook d6, there's like rook d3 with the kebab on the third, the pawn at a4 is weak. This could get tricky, actually, if Ding's not careful. I mean, I find it very hard to believe that Ding can lose here, but this could get tricky. This could get a little bit tricky for Ding. I definitely could see this getting tricky. So basically Nepo is trying to put pressure on the clock here where Ding gets low, and then Ding's gonna have a committal decision with like 10 minutes whether to play on and take some risk potentially, or whether to just make a draw. And so that's what Nepo's doing here. He's trying to really put the pressure on Ding on the clock. Yeah, Ding still is fine. It's an end game. He only needs to make 12 moves, no biggies, but nonetheless, yeah, it's a little bit scary. A little bit scary. Yeah, a little bit scary. Nepo is not bluffing here. Nepo is basically saying, I'm just going to play King G7, Rook H8, Rook H6. I'm just going to wait. And Ding has to come up with a plan. It's very hard here. Very hard. Hey, Hikaru, I want to do chess streaming on Kick. I was wondering if you could help me out with some marketing, perhaps a raid or something. That's not really how it works. That's really not how it works. Like, that's just not how it works. But I will say that generally, I will be trying to raid chess. So if people are streaming chess, when I end my streams, I will probably be raiding smaller streamers who are doing chess, if there aren't Misfits content creators live. So that's what I will say. But like trying to ask for that's just a little bit, that's not really how you should go about it. Okay, so we get Rook D8 here. We're gonna get King G7 because King E7, Rook D5 is just very good for white. So we'll get King G7, which will be played, I mean, it's instantly, I assume. Now you have to be careful because also King F4 check King G5, Rook F2. Oh, actually, sorry, you can't go to G5. I'm blind. I was gonna say you could go to G5 and allow Rook F2, but you can't even do that. So I'll just illustrate the point. But if you get some position where the Rook can go to F2, suddenly there's also a kebab on the King side, and you're in trouble. So yeah, I mean, you can go here, check. If you go here, obviously I go back. If you go King E3, there's Rook F1, Rook H1. I mean, it's starting to get a little bit scary here, so it's tricky. Why do people think you're double-faced? That's a good question, Mir. I'll tell you why. It's because there's this sort of what we call cognitive dissonance, and it's funny how basically everybody in the chess world, except for me, they're like, okay, people change, times change, all these different things. For everybody else, that's the norm. Like people change things, you know, people aren't always the same as they were when they're kids. But with me, I don't get that benefit. Basically, certain groups within chess, they basically, for anybody else, they'll be like, oh yeah, people grow up, times change, all these other things. But for me, it's like, no, that it's not possible. And so there's a thing called cognitive dissonance where basically they're unwilling to see reality as it is. Like for whatever reason, they have these biases, and that's just how it is. So that's what I would say is, yeah, it's basically people. I'm the one person where certain things that happened when I was much younger basically get held against me for my entire life. And as far as everybody else goes, nobody cares. So that's the bottom line. Cessa analysis is up. Exactly. It is up. Yeah. Yeah, so that's just the little bit that I will say very clearly. Rook A8 was played. Yeah, we have Rook A8. Okay, so we're gonna get Bishop D7 to activate the Rook and create the kebab on the D file. Yeah. Simply because you're a famous person gets hate one way or another. Yes, that's true, but I mean, there have been some big dramas with other people that frankly are far more serious as they involve scams and things of that nature, that basically everybody forgets about. But you know, getting annoyed over games and these little things is apparently far more important to some people. So yeah, let's be clear. Nepo looks surprised by Rookie. Oh, Nepo did the head. He did the head thing. So he is surprised by this move. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Am I going to only stream on Twitch or on Kick? No, I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays. So let's see. Yeah. Kebabs is my favorite chess tactic. Yeah, it's a good tactic. So yeah, anyway, is it heading for a draw? I think it is heading towards a draw, but the real question is, up to what point does Ding try to create counterplay? No, Nepo isn't worried. I think even Rook E7, I think even Bishop D7, Rook E7, Bishop A4 is a draw. Computer doesn't like it. Computer wants Rook D6, but I think even Bishop takes A4 is probably a very easy draw. Like even this and Rook D6, I mean, like even this endgame is just a simple draw with 2 versus 1. So yeah, I think if Nepo finds Bishop D7, this actually might be a quick draw. It might be a quick draw after Bishop D7. It's the bottom line. Yeah. Anyway. I start calling a discovery a fossil in my chess club. I'm blaming you. Oh, okay. It happens. It's life. I mean, Dean can win the h3 pawn eventually, but he's gonna have to trade off bishops, and with these 2 pawns here, the main problem is it's a 2v1. Basically, the king side is just these 3 pawns. It's these 3 pawns. So even if you lose h3, like, just to illustrate the point, basically the problem is that eventually, like, even if you get to some position like this where you have the 2v1, if all these pawns get traded off on the queen side, it's a draw, even though you have an extra pawn. So I think if Nepo plays bishop d7, which I expect him to play after a little bit of a think, I think Nepo's going to draw this game. Yeah, I think Nepo's going to draw this game. Is Kick subscription the same as Twitch's one is better? They're basically the same, except for the fact that I get more of the revenue. I get a 95.5 sub split, so that means when you sub for $5, I get $4.75, whereas on Twitch it's 50-50, so I get $2.50. So there is actually a significant difference. Yeah, so let's see. There's bishop d7 here. There are other moves. I do stream more on Kick. Yeah, I do. I'm streaming primarily on Kick these days, but I do stream on Tuesday. Will Kick ever have country specific pricing? That's probably a question you should ask Trainwrecks or somebody else. I mean, I obviously have no insight into that. I assume they will, though, at some point add it in. That's my guess. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, no, my sub count is not from today, you guys. If I was making 2,500 subs a day, that would be pretty wild. That's my total amount of subs that I have here on Kick. So yeah, that's what we have. Have I been to Thailand? No. Actually, you know what, you guys? I think I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'm gonna go get some coffee, just heat up some Japanese style fried rice from Costco, and I'll be back in a few minutes, because I think we're at the critical moment where either this is going to be drawn quickly or it's going to go on forever, which actually it should cut the other way, right? Because I should wait to see if it's going to go on forever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go get I'll go get coffee. I need to go heat up some water, so I'll be back in 1 second. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and we'll keep going. Triple chair, yeah, exactly. I'll be back in 1 second. Just gonna go heat up some water for some coffee. All right, you guys, we're back. All right, we're back. What happened? Chair says it's a draw. We're still waiting for a move here, right? Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Just took about 3 minutes to boil the water. Does endgame look similar to your endgame versus Ding of the Can? It's not quite. It's a little bit different. I didn't change my shirt. No, it's just I needed 3 minutes to heat up the water, you guys. So I make instant coffee because, of course, I can't afford these like $1,000 fancy schmancy machines that all these hippies own. So basically, it took me 3 hours to heat up the coffee. All right, let's see what Nepo's going to do here. There's bishop d7. Do I get recognized at Costco? Yes, I've been recognized multiple times at Costco. I have, yeah. Thank you so much to Mysil Bergsprecken for subscribing. Thank you, Myskill Bergsprecken. Yeah. How many different drinks do you have? I have got coffee and I have water. That's what I have. Yeah. No, I mean, I could open packages. I could get a PO box and do that, but I haven't really considered it. I drink coffee to wake up. Yeah. Would I visit Nepal? Of course I would. Obviously I would. Is Costco worth the sub if I live 30 miles away, or 30 minutes away? I mean, I'm not going to dox my location, but I mean, it's probably in that range for me to drive to Costco. So I guess I would say that it depends how many times you're going to go there. Like, I mean, like if you go to, I feel like there's some mathematical breakdown, but I will say if you want a good hot dog for $1.50, like nothing beats the no, this is okay, I guess. I saw the bar go up for a second, then it came down. Okay, so what Nepo's doing is he's trying to get bishop e2 and just rook a5 and make a draw. No, I didn't leak anything, no. But I would say it's like if you want a nice hot dog for a buck for like it's $1.50, right? Or is it $1.70? It's $1.50, I think. I mean, it's a great deal. So anyway, rook c5 is the best move. I thought the computer liked bishop d7, but oh, it's funny now I see actually computer says rook c5 is the best move here. So apparently rook c5 is the best move. Interesting. And we're back to playing the World Chairs Championship once again. I assume Ding is going to repeat, by the way. I think we'll get a repetition, and then here Ding will think, because that's one less move they has to play to get to time control. Yeah. Costco doesn't sponsor anything, which is why they do so well. No, I don't think Costco sponsors even like NASCAR or anything. I feel like I don't even see it. Llada's good. I didn't see it. Well, I mean, I'm not like thinking about this in the same kind of deep way, but Yeah, I think there's like a 100% chance, maybe not 100%, but there's probably like a 95% chance we get a repetition with bishop e2 and bishop d1, although bishop e2 might allow rook c7 as well, just to hit the pawn at c4. I assume Ding will play bishop e2 very quickly though. I expect bishop e2. Oh, he goes in for it right away. Interesting. Okay, so now we're gonna get probably bishop takes c4. Rook takes c4 is also a move, but that's one less piece on the board. And then I'm kind of worried that after rook c7 with his weak pawn, like if white can somehow just put the bishop on b5, suddenly the bishop is guarded by the two pawns, and suddenly it's locked and h3 is weak. So something like this, it could be tricky. So I expect bishop c4, not rook takes c4. This is a huge win for Ding. This is going to be a draw most likely. Ding is not going to win, I don't think. I'd be very surprised if Ding wins. His pawns are kind of weak here, and the other problems are too few pawns. Basically the main problem is you have this king side where it's 2v2, and so you literally have a 2v1 on the queen side, but it's very unlikely that you can win this here. Very unlikely. We got bishop takes c4, of course. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a draw. I'm not really feeling it, honestly, just being honest. Yeah, I think this might be a drawn pretty soon, by the way. I jinxed Ding. Yeah, you're right. I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. You're right. I said Ding was gonna win. I said Ding was gonna win. It's not even turned into really. He's not even remotely close to winning. Yeah, I actually think this game's gonna be over within the next 20 minutes. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a draw pretty soon. This, by the way, this is very bad for Ding, because this is another game where it felt like he played something interesting, and so this is one less white game. So Ding now will have games 12 and 14. Ding is down to 2 white games. He's gonna have 2 white games left in the entire match here. So he's running out of time. He's down by 1 game. Currently score after 9 games is 5-4. When he draws this game, he'll be down 5.5, 4.5. He's gonna have 2 games with white, 2 games with black, running out of time. Do you think the news of Ding what do I think of the news Ding training with rapport? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. To me, it's very surprising for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's surprising. 1 second. First of all, it's surprising to me because when I think about the players, Richard Rapport is not a player like Ding Liren. He's not a player that's very renowned or known for his great opening ideas. He's known actually for opening ideas that are considered highly unsound and very original. So in a world championship match, playing highly unsound and original ideas doesn't strike me as the general approach. Now, of course, everybody has their own approach, and it's an interesting one, but it's not the traditional approach, that is for sure. That's the first thing I would say. Secondly, when I look at Richard Rapport, he's a great player, but he's not somebody who's a coach. He's not someone who's experienced helping out strong players in matches. So it just strikes me as a very odd choice. Chess isn't popular in China. I don't know why it's not popular, but yeah, like when I think about chess, you have all these great players like Ding Liren, Wei Yi, Wang Hao, Yu Yang. I mean, there used to be players like Wang Yu, all sorts of players. And so with all these great players, it's kind of weird that there's never been support. Like, you know, I would have expected, like, even like 4 or 5 years ago, you would have had, like, I don't know, like the Alibaba Invitational or like the Tencent Invitational or something like that. But you've never had, there's never existed. And I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird to me that there's never been that support, because obviously China, I mean, basically, depending on how you break down, either the most important or second most important economy in the world, and it's just weird. Yeah. So what about chess in Japan? Chess in Japan isn't there because frankly Japan has no good chess players other than this guy Hikaru Nakamura, but Hikaru of course pretends to be American. So yeah, Japan just doesn't really have a chess scene at all. What can I say? Anyway, all right, so this position after bishop takes c4, and we'll see. Ding plays rook e7. Interesting choice. Okay, I think Ding by the way here is he's trying to flatten the board here. We're gonna get something like this. Yeah, I mean, this is very much trending towards a draw. You have like this, and it's just a theoretical draw. Some end game like this, meh. Yeah, very meh, very meh. Do I have Japanese citizenship? No, I don't, you guys, because Japan makes you pick at the age of, I think, 18 or 21. They don't let you have multiple passports. I think even some people like Naomi Osaka, for a while she was able to get away with it, but I think she was actually forced to pick. She was forced to pick. Like, Japan does not let you have multiple passports for whatever reason. So yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not joking. They make you pick. They don't let you have multiple passports. It's just very weird. I haven't been to Japan in some years. Last time I was in Japan was in March of 2017. Assuming all the restrictions for restrictions are gone, I'll probably go to Japan in 2024 at some point. But we'll see. Yeah. Assuming there's none of the stupid stuff about like testing or anything, I'll go. Yeah. If all the restrictions are dropped, I would say there's like probably a 75% chance I'll go to Japan in 2024. No tours of Japan. I did play a chess tournament in Japan from 2007 to 2011 called the it was the Japanese Chess League. I have a perfect score in Japan. My record is 28-0. I've won every single game there, so I'm undefeated. Not even just undefeated, I've won every game, so I have a perfect record in Japan as a formerly pro chess player. Yeah. So like I said, probably in 2024 I'll go if I still see stupid stuff about like being fully vaccinated or tests or any of that rubbish. You know, probably I won't go, but I assume they'll finally have dropped all of that by then. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we have rook e7 played here. Waiting for a move. I assume bishop e6 or rook h6 will be played, or bishop d5, one of the two moves. No, of course I got the vaccination, you guys. Of course I did. But if you read the restrictions for Japan, they claim fully vaccinated is 3 shots. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, like, yeah. I'm on my 40th booster shot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're not gonna jump into it. Yeah. Anyway, back to the game because we're focused on chess. And we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you guys like without getting into the gist of it, you know, like most sane people, I did the 2 shots. You know, I was a good boy. I did the 2 shots. And then I got COVID in Poland at the end of 2020, and no joke, I got it at the end of, or was it 2021. I got COVID when I was in Poland playing the World Blitz and Rapid at the end of 2021. And I mean, I got it, and you know, I was sick for like a day or two, didn't feel very good, really didn't feel good, and then I was completely fine. After that, it's like I got COVID, I got the 2 shots. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna say that after that, it's like, okay, seriously, you're gonna say that I need to get like 50 more shots? Seriously? So anyway, back to the game. Let's see what we have here. Waiting for a move. Waiting for a move here. Probably will get like either bishop d5 or rook hc6. I don't know which one. Yeah, I was in a tournament. It was really sad. But it's what it is. Yeah. Anyway. Waiting for a move here. And we'll see what we get. Nepo deep in the tank. Nepo's probably looking to see if there's something more here. I mean, I think actually Nepo's looking to see if there's an easy way to flatten the game, or is he going to have to go into the end game where white has a 2 versus 1 on the king side? That's the main thing. Nepo is not bluffing. No, he's definitely not bluffing. Definitely not bluffing. Yeah, the game is pretty boring right now. I think what I would say is it depends on the next couple of moves, but yeah. So again, we don't need to get into the weeds of all that stuff, but I will just say that, like, yeah, if it's something where you have to get a test, I mean, in 2024, like, seriously, then yeah, that's yeah, like that's a bit too much for me. So all right, Waiting for a move. We have rook e7 here. Does Costco have sushi? They do have sushi. I'm actually, speaking of being a good boy or a bad boy, I've actually been a bad boy, and sometimes when I go to Costco, they have occasionally had samples of sushi, and of course, like any bad boy, what do? I go and I get one, you know, walk down a couple of aisles, come back, get another one, go the other direction for a few aisles, come back, get another one. You get the point. And then of course I actually go shopping. I go way down to the other end, and then of course I come back and get like a fourth piece. But anyway, okay, so okay, rook h6 played here by rook h6 is played here by Nepo. So we're waiting to see a move. 50 million, by the way. Yeah, 50 million, by the way. Okay, this game I think is going to be a draw pretty soon. I think we're gonna be watching MasterChef in T-minus probably 20 minutes if I had to guess. Yeah, you leave Costco, you leave Costco not hungry. Well, at least when I've done that, nobody's actually recognized me. I mean, it'd be much worse like if one of you guys was in Costco, or like there's like a teen who's like 16 years old. Like, I'm supposed to be an example. I'm supposed to set like good example, like, you know, as a prominent figure, influencer, whatever you want to call me. And then like some kid who's there with his mom shopping, he's like 16 years old, and like does double take recognize me, and then he sees me go and then go back and more. It's like, oh, but if Hikaru is doing it, he's worth 50 million, then of course I should do it too. That is a good example. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah. All right. It hasn't happened yet, but I mean it definitely could. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Waiting for a move here. Let's see what we get in this position. And we'll go from there. You're teaching them to take what belongs to them. Free sushi for everyone. No, but that's a bad example, because then surely kids are gonna think, well, you know, everything should be free in this world. I should get like free health insurance. I should get universal income. Like I should get all this free stuff. I mean, I should get a free phone, free iPad. Everything should be free in this world, right? Anyway, all right. So back to the game. Let's wait for a move here from Ding. No, of course, health insurance is one thing that you should get free. I do agree with that. That to be fair is the one thing you should get free. But I mean, yeah. Okay, let's see what the move is going to be here. We're still waiting for a decision. Don't have a strong opinion here, but let's see. Although you never know, like actually, like UBI, like universal income, like down the road, if AI and ChatGPT really is as scary as everyone's making it out to be, then probably we do have to have that down the road, honestly. Yeah. No, I mean, no joke, actually, like no joke. If the ChatGPT AI stuff is legitimately real, then maybe everything will be free, because frankly we're not gonna have anything to do with ourselves. Yeah, like actually no joke. No joke. So 0 viewers. We probably just got the glitch. Yeah, we have nearly 5,500 viewers who are watching on this fine Sunday morning. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. What is my favorite fast food place? I don't know. On my dashboard I see 5,500, so I don't know. But anyway, back to the game. I'm not watching anymore. Sorry about what exactly? I just flamed both sides, so I don't know why you're mad at me. But anyway, yeah. All right. So back to the game, waiting for a move here. Should I go to sleep? I don't know. 54 52 53 17. What do I have now? It just dropped a bit. Yeah, now I'm showing 53 17. Who cares? But yeah, we'll have UBI in less than 10 years. I don't think we're gonna have UBI in less than 10 years. Oh, you're making a joke about viewer count? Okay. Right. Yeah, nobody's watching anymore. Dead streamer, right? Dead streamer. All right, anyway, back to the game. We're waiting for a move from Ding here after rook hc6. Ding, I think at this point they're still showing ads. Ding at this point is basically, I think, trying to figure out what the quickest way to make a draw is. That's my guess. Yeah. Russia or China for this match, I don't have a preference in this match. I mean, I would say, you know, there are pluses and minuses to either player winning. I'll be very blunt about this. The plus side to Nepo winning is that Nepo is definitely someone I think that Magnus is more likely to want to play. It's someone that we all know, some more of like a known quantity. And definitely because he's Russian, whether you know, whatever you think about Russia, the Ukraine situation, all this other stuff, and we all have pretty strong opinions on it. Fact is, there is a great love of chess in Russia. So, you know, as you know, once things end and a certain somebody is out of power and things get back to normal, probably what will happen then is there will be a lot of support for chess. So probably there will be a lot of support from Russia, which is always a good thing at the end of the day. So, you know, we know what we want, and down the road that's probably a good thing, is what I would say. So yeah, that's my take. President Nepo, I mean, that's something separate, but yeah, I would just say, I've said it before, but Russia is the one place where when I've been there playing tournaments, there are legitimately fans of chess, like just casual people. Like I remember when I played the World Blitz in Rapid, and I think St. Petersburg, maybe in like 2018 or 2019, whatever year it was, and like I went to the cafeteria to get like some coffee in between. There was like a little bit of a break, and there were like these two old guys. They're like in their 60s, they have glasses, and they have this little tiny chess set, but they're like playing on it. And then whenever like some of us come by, they like ask for pictures or autographs, and that's like one of those things that does not exist anywhere else. So in general terms, Nepo winning is probably better for chess. Of course, the downside obviously is that, you know, assuming that someone is in power, even though he shouldn't be in power for much longer, if someone stays in power for a while, it's going to be kind of irrelevant, because that means you're going to have money coming in, and there's going to be a lot of negativity around all of that stuff. So that's the downside. Upside to Ding winning is potentially Jack Ma, although I guess bad example, because Jack Ma is like persona non grata these days, because he became too fancy and too exciting for certain people. But I would say that if Ding wins, for example, there's a chance that China could suddenly show more interest in the game, and you know, you could have Tencent, Alibaba, all these big companies getting interested in chess. Now, if you were to ask me whether I think that's going to happen, I think I'm pretty skeptical. If it hasn't happened yet, I don't know why it would happen. You have Ding Liren in the World Championship match, and nobody seems to care. So that's like, yeah, that's what it is. And no, you guys, I'm not talking about Dvorkovich. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's not about Dvorkovich. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. It's not Dvorkovich. Please be serious. So yeah, I think yeah, I think for China it's like one of those things where there's like massive untapped potential in some way, but I don't think there's a way to capitalize on it. So that's why I think objectively Nepo winning is probably better for the game of chess. Like if I really believed that, like if Ding winning this match would change something in China, I probably would actually hope that Ding wins. But if nothing has happened yet, I don't think so. I doubt it. So that's my take. That's my take on it. You cannot capitalize on China by definition. That's a good one. That's a good joke, you guys. I like what you guys are thinking. But Ding is getting low on time. Let me put the cams back on, of course. I think this game is going to be a draw. Ding is looking for the way to simplify, I assume. I mean, I don't know what Ding is really doing here. So yeah, I expect this to be a draw fairly soon. Might be a stupid question, but why do you care so much about the development in chess in certain countries? It's not about the development, it's where the players are from and the general outcome, whether it can have a positive effect. I think what I would say about chess is that chess is very, I mean, I don't know if this is the right way of putting it, but I feel like chess is very undermarketed. It has a lot more potential to be bigger than it is even now. I think the biggest issue with chess is that you don't have big sponsors for tournaments. Like, for example, I mean, I'll just use China because it's an obvious example, and their companies. It's like in China, there's no good reason you shouldn't have the Alibaba Invitational, the Tencent Invitational. You shouldn't have like 2 or 3 massive tournaments every single year with millions of dollars of prizes. Same thing for the US. It's the same reason, like, why don't you have the the Tesla $1 million championship event, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a marketer, I don't know how to say it correctly, but like, why don't you have that? I mean, Tesla, we know why, because Elon Musk doesn't like chess, and he canceled the company chess tournament in 2012 because we don't have time for chess, as everybody knows. And that's not even me saying it, we know that from the Business Insider articles, and actually people who work at Tesla have said that too. But anyway, it's the same kind of thing. Like, that's what you need. You should have $1 million tournaments every during the year. You should. That's just how it should be, I believe. So like, when I talk about with that context, it's like, that's why I feel like, if I think Ding winning, it'd be very, very good potentially. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. And in terms of why you guys are asking me, Elon is right. Yes, Elon is right about everything. Said nobody ever. But yeah, Elon was on the chess team. But actually, I remember like a while actually during the American Cup, like we were having this dinner, and it's kind of sad in a way because it was part of Make-A-Wish. There was this kid who came who, you know, 17 years old, unfortunately dying from cancer, and he wanted to like meet the players. It was his sort of his wish to meet like Fabian and myself, Levon, all of us. And so we were out at this restaurant having dinner. It was this pizza joint, and there's conversation, and Levon was basically saying that like Elon doesn't like chess because something happened to him. Probably he was traumatized by chess in some way at some point. So yeah, Elon's not a big fan of chess, but it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, let's see what the moves are. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, but that was the thing. So like when you guys asked me about it, yeah, we're gonna rook takes e5 here. Computer, there's bishop b3. Bishop b3 is dirty. Bishop g3 leads to an instant draw, by the way. Bishop b3 is an instant draw. All right, you guys, well, that was exciting. So I guess we're gonna wait and we're gonna cover the press conference, and then we're gonna watch Master Chef. This is actually the most boring game of the match. Yeah, this is the most boring game of the match. Not even close, by the way. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably get rook b3, rook b5 or something. Yeah, we'll probably get this rook a3. Actually, I mean Ding can play on. Ding can go rook b5 and play on, I guess, with a 2v1. I mean, he can play on, but is he really gonna play on here? Are we gonna have a repeat of yesterday where I think we're gonna have a repeat of yesterday where we're sitting here for like 2 hours. I assume we won't, surely. I think Ding is gonna offer a draw pretty soon because there is a game tomorrow, right? Yeah, there's no rest day, so with a game tomorrow, I don't think Ding is gonna want to waste 2 hours here. Yeah. So yeah, no, Jan should be content. He's drawn this game actually very little drama, very little drama. I really thought Jan was going to struggle around this point. It looked quite scary to me here with the all the pawns guarded. But Jan, I mean, one thing that he's improved upon a lot versus before he played Magus in the World Championship, he's gotten much better at sometimes just defending positions that look unpleasant. Whereas in the past, he would just move quickly and blunder. So he's definitely improved quite a bit at this over the last couple of years. So Jan goes f5 is a nice move because now there's just rook f4 and okay, it's just a draw on the spot. Wow, this was a very unexciting game. Yeah, very unexciting game. So I guess we'll wait for the press conference, you guys. I think that's going to be our agenda. Wait for the press conference, watch the Master Chef, and then I'll probably call it a day. I mean, just it's very disappointing to get such a flat draw. Like, it's not even really about the draw itself, it's just so flat. Yeah, we'll get king f6 here, and then I assume Ding's gonna, for posterity, is gonna push P down the end of the board. Yeah, rook f5. I assume he's gonna play a stalemate here. Yeah, that's just my guess. Yeah, we're gonna get like h4 and just a draw, or he'll offer a draw here after rook f5. Yeah, they're just gonna play a stalemate here. What would be funny is if Jan just decided to get up and just like, or think for like 30 minutes, but oh no, he just goes to h5, doesn't even want to waste time. Yeah, I mean, this game was just very flat, not a whole lot to it. I think, I mean, as we look at this game, I think what I would say here is that there were probably a couple critical moments here. I think this was one when he played g5. This was critical moment number one. But really, I mean, maybe this was critical moment number two right here at this position when he used 30 minutes before playing king g3. I don't know. Yeah, it was very flat. I think it's basically because there were only a handful of critical moments, and there were like maybe 2 or 3 critical moments. I think that when we look at the decisions, g5 was a critical moment and it was a good move objectively. I mean, maybe there was something better somewhere for Ding. I mean, maybe g3 was actually better than g4, possibly just to keep the bishop g4 idea alive. Maybe g3 is better. I mean, it's very hard for me to believe in this. I mean, I'm trying to figure out why the computer likes this so much. I mean, maybe it's because you can actually run the king and you have rook h4 and bishop g4, but again, I mean, yeah, maybe g3 and bishop g4 is actually the way to play this, but yeah, there's very few critical moments. Really, I think g3 was one instead of g4. That moment when Jan played g5, but that's probably it. That's probably it. Probably just two critical moments, and that's it. Hopefully tomorrow will be a fireworks. I mean, Nepo is going to try to win the match tomorrow. He's going to definitely go all in tomorrow. But yeah, it's what it is. They signed the board. I didn't see it. Maybe they did. So we'll hang around for the press conference, of course. I guess I'll do a recap later. I mean, I guess. I mean, I almost don't want to do a recap today, but maybe I'll turn off the cams until we have the press conference. But yeah, I mean, just not a whole lot to be said. Just not a whole lot to be said. So it kind of it is what it is. It's a sign of the days. Don't do a recap. I mean, yeah, I could just load my video playing the Nepo bot instead, but I don't know. I think I probably should do a recap, but it's what it is. And well, the reason there's a reason to do it is because I actually have had these I had this e4 variation recently, so I did have this e4 idea recently, so I guess I probably will do a recap, but it's not gonna be the greatest. Yeah, so okay, let's see what we get. Waiting for the presser here. Just click through the moves fast. Yeah, the match starts tomorrow same time, 5 a.m. Eastern time. So we are going to cover the press conference. I'll watch MasterChef and we'll do a recap of the game for YouTube. That's probably going to be the agenda. Welcome back, everyone. It's a draw. Goodbye, everyone. Yeah, actually, I might do some idea along those lines. I might do something along those lines to have fun. I might do something along those lines. That'd be pretty funny, actually. Yeah, so game is a draw, obviously. I should do it as a joke. Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna ask in the press conference. It's gonna be interesting what they ask. But we will wait for the press conference to cover it. Yeah, press conference should be starting probably fairly soon, if I had to guess. So yeah, let's wait for the press conference. You guys who are watching, I hope you have enjoyed it so far. Obviously, very slow, very slow day. Not a very exciting game. You know, I think really the players are getting tired at this point. They're running out of great ideas. You know, I feel like for Ding, though, of course, considering Ding is down the match, every idea where he doesn't get something, he's running out of ideas. Like in the English, for example, I mean, there's queen c2, which is an idea here. This is one idea, but again, this was part of the leak, so I don't really know where he can look for stuff in the English unless he wants to play something random like maybe d3 and like a3. It's an idea, but he's running out of ideas in the English opening. I don't really know where else to look. I mean, maybe again, the Petrov is a big question. I think in the Petrov, it depends whether the idea that was leaked with this bishop d3, bishop d6, whether that was like the main idea he had in the Petrov, and he figured in one game he would use this. Like if this was his one idea in the Petrov to go rook e1 and queen b3, he's screwed. So I don't really know where he's going to look for ideas. That's really the question that is in everyone's mind here, is where are the ideas for Ding. I don't really know at this point. So it's hard to judge, very hard to judge what we got. So send him a secret line for content. Yeah, I mean, he could play Catalan. The reason that I think Ding has been avoiding the Catalan very specifically is because in the last match of the World Championship, Nepo had they're already there. Oh, they're already there. Wow, this is gonna be quick. Okay, let me stop the music and let's go. It's gonna be very quick, actually. It's gonna be very quick.
Welcome everyone at the press conference of the FIDE World Chess Championship.
Let me change the scene 1 second.
And Ding Liren. Today we had round 10 and the game ended in a draw. Now the current score is 5.5 to 4.5 in favor of Llada. My first question would be to Ding Liren today. Are you satisfied with how the English opening went for you in this game? And if you are also aware of the fact that Llada played this very opening himself at the Title Tuesday?
Title Tuesday.
I guess bishop a5 is the main line. Yeah, I know a game he played against Aronian some years ago, and he wins with very accurate, very powerful play.
Actually, wait, what's with the quality? Wait, 1 second, sorry. I messed this up. 1 second, sorry. Sorry about this, you guys. I'm very sloppy today. Not doing things the right way. 1 second.
Yeah, it's actually I had some advantages. At that point, at one point, I'm wondering if I could.
Okay, there we go.
Retreat the bishop.
Quality good?
Taking on d6.
1080. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Volume's too loud, too soft. Okay.
Possible to go back to
I
bishop.
turn the use volume mixer. There we go.
Maybe it's just a very bad move, so I play.
Is that good, or should I use the volume mixer and up it more?
And
Still louder? Okay. Wow.
Well, so I didn't have so many chances.
There we go.
In that game.
Is that better?
Right. And Jan,
That should be good, right? Still can't hear it?
you played
Jeez,
this, as
okay.
I mentioned, you played this very position at the Title Tuesday some years ago. Were you happy to see today that this happened in this match, this position?
Yeah, well, it's
Now it should be good, right?
the whole line is quite interesting for white. I'd say in case of bishop b4 instead of bishop c5, it's quite an equal position, but it's nice. Yes, white can play on. Yeah, has different plans, and bishop c5 is known to be more forced. And this bishop b4, this b takes c3, bishop c5 move. Yeah, I played myself against. I can't recall what was the player, but I think some international master.
Carlos Jose Gabriel.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and I got like lost to white after like 3 moves already or something. Yes, so I thought it's quite a nice line, and I think it was already for quite some time. I mean, this idea of bishop c5, because I mean objectively it looks a little bit scary, but I wouldn't say. I mean, probably like if you go for some forcing lines, yeah. Then yeah, you take some extra risk, but as far as I know, there is not so much white can do here. Perhaps instead of many different editions of this endgame, capturing like winning the pawn, but the structure is so poor. I wasn't quite sure about if I should have played h3 because h3 is double-edged, so probably
committal move.
Something like rook c8 would be more smart, or maybe I don't know, even rook d8 and then rook d6. Just give away h4 pawn, but
interesting.
Get an active rook instead. But somehow I thought that the h3 should be all right. Yeah, and then I think it's basically a fortress. Yeah, so I'm not sure if white can achieve something. So the only idea is like to play rook d5 or something. Yeah,
true.
If my king is on e7 or trade light square bishops. But I think it's very nice regrouping with my king on g7. It feels like it's in time. Like yes, white has so many weaknesses, and h3 is not so easy to capture. So yeah, overall I think was a decent game from me.
Right, and can we assume that this decision that you played g5 and you sort of forced the actions to go to the end game is based off the current situation on the score of the match as you are leading, or would you play something more like h3 if you were in must-win situation?
You wouldn't play that opening.
Well, for now I'm not in a must-win situation. Yeah, first of all, and then I think I was just trying to follow my analysis. I'm not sure if I managed to, but I think I have seen this. I mean, I had like something similar, I think, in my files. This f4 move, and yeah. So I think, I mean, of course, like black can play on like with h3 or some, I don't know, some moves instead of g5. But
volume is good. I think I'll
like
put it down a little bit.
Double-edged,
and there we go.
Yeah, normally once black manages to reach this endgame, should be fine.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
My last question to Ding, and then I will give the floor to press. You mentioned that bishop c5
he probably
was a
had
bit of surprise, and there was like two moments when you spent
some
most
endgame
of
he
the
had
time on
looked
the
at.
clock.
Maybe not this
It was
exact
when you
one.
played queen to g3, another was bishop e2. Can you please tell us what were the possibilities there you were considering
right, why was
in
he
that
thinking?
position?
Yeah.
Well, after bishop c5, yes, I only consider bishop queen g3 or any other move like bishop d3, but it's not didn't have a idea behind it. And queen g3, but his move king f8 again surprised me. I was expecting g6, so I have to think again.
Okay, now I have to do a recap because Ding just said something there very bad.
I expect the
He just said that he basically what he just admitted is his prep is not as good as we all assume it is.
Point later, and then rook e8.
Yeah, king f8 is the best computer move. So he's doing it on the fly. He's playing it on the fly. King f8 was a terrible or not terrible move. King f8 is the only move.
Thank you very much. We have
King f8 is the only move. So he's basically doing prep on the fly. This is not something he spent months looking at.
Насколько вас удивил конкретно выбор этой линии оппонента именно в сегодняшней партии, и насколько вас удивило то, что после хода слон c5 ваш соперник серьезно задумался?
Good afternoon, good evening, dear colleagues, dear guests. Jan, the question is to you. Were you surprised by your opponent choosing this line? And after the move,
Here comes the Russian,
C5, were you surprised that your opponent fell into thinking?
Ну, как сказать, в принципе, этот вариант, он довольно часто применяется, в том числе, мне кажется, мой соперник его неоднократно играл. Вот. А то, что после слон c5 задумался, ну, слон c5 довольно редкий ход, мне кажется, его на высоком уровне еще не играли. Вот. Но ход, ну, на мой взгляд, интересный, да, то есть попытка сразу решить проблемы и там, форсировать игру. Вот. Но, в принципе, да, это какая-то довольно, ну, старая идея уже, получается.
Actually, this option was frequently used, and also I think by my opponent. And the move bishop c5, well, it's not so. Actually, it is rare on the high-level games.
Yes.
But this move, I think, was a good one, and it was a good trial to falsify the game and to move it forward. Yeah, so I wasn't so much surprised.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question, Leoncho, please.
Leoncho Garcia from El País. A question for each one. For Liren, after the previous game, you said that your level of self-confidence regarding the winner of this match was about 5, counting from 1 to 10. My question is if this game has changed something on that sense. And for Ian, Mr. Filatov,
Ding is not going to answer this, but there's no good way to answer.
Said a few days ago that you looked as a monkey with a hand grenade. As this comment sounds really very striking, I guess, for everybody, I wonder if you have some comment on that.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me?
For the questions. I assume that we will go first with the Ding to answer the question.
Yeah, it's today I drew another white game, so it means there are only 4 games left. I need to at least.
No, I mean, but the reporter didn't say it. Someone else said it.
To level the score, and yeah, it's become quite normal.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked.
3 draws in the 3 rounds. But okay, the tournament is still not finished yet. So okay, we still have 4 games left. I wouldn't say how much confidence am I now. I didn't consider that. Yeah, that's my answer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ding. And now, Jan.
Thank you for a good question, as usual. But I guess I don't really want to elaborate on this.
Okay, thank you. Do we have more questions from
As usual,
press?
yeah.
Please.
Harry Schark, Chess Magazine, Karl, Germany. My question is to Jan Nepomniachtchi. My client asked 3 days ago Ding about the trainings games on Lichess and chess.com. How did this information influence your match strategy?
Thank you for the question. I wouldn't say it influenced it like too much. I guess, yeah, my team
They looked at it, yeah.
took a look, but I wouldn't say like it should be as hyped as it actually is. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, it's still like more or less doing what I supposed to do. What I thought I was going to do. Yeah. So that's didn't change it too much, I think.
Thank you very much for the
There are only
answer.
three lines that
we
are
have
really
one
relevant,
question
just to be
in the
clear.
press, please.
Ян, расскажите, пожалуйста, как вы провели выходной накануне и вообще как вы их проводите в свете того, что матч двигается к концу, и, может быть, у вас как-то меняется расписание, не знаю, может, вы больше гуляете или там больше сидите, отдыхаете?
Jan, the question is to you. Please, could you tell us how do you spend your days off? Maybe you spend them somehow differently. Maybe you spend them walking around more, or maybe taking a rest more. So please tell us more about it.
Ну, как это, в очередной раз отвечу, что ничего особенного я не делаю, то есть, ну, стараюсь больше отдыхать и тоже не забываю про подготовку.
3.9k viewers, yeah, we've lost about 1,500
Побольше
since the
поспать,
game ended.
погулять, вот, ну, выходные, ну, там, день отдыха для того, чтобы отдыхать, это, в общем, следует из названия.
So actually, I will repeat again. So there is nothing special. I will try to rest more, but I don't forget about
You
preparation.
see Nepo's look, he's like,
So the day off means it's a day off. So I try to sleep a little bit more, maybe take a little bit more walk, but still I prepare anyway.
yeah, that was a pretty funny
Thank you
look that
very
Nepo
much.
had there.
And do we have more questions? Yeah, please go ahead. Commentary team.
Hi, it's a question for Ding. When you took on d6, you went for the endgame. Like, how seriously did you look at like retreating the bishop to e3, and what were you thinking there?
Yeah, I'm thinking bishop e3 a little bit. But suddenly I saw after take on d6 I can play f4 afterwards, so I decided to simplify the position. I believe I have some chances in the endgame, but
That's a good
maybe
question.
not so too much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Please, one more question.
Actually, I have the same question for Ding. How do you spend your rest days, and maybe your schedule just changed since the beginning of the match?
Rest day, I go for some walk and spend more time to rest, to sleep. Also chat with my friends, and yeah, something like this.
Yeah, of course she knows
Thank you
English.
very much for the answers. I think now it's time for the Twitter segment, and Jesse will bring the questions from the audience.
This actually has been a
Please,
pretty
Jesse.
terrible press
Jesse,
conference. It's gone the
February.
exact opposite way. Now it's like no
The first
questions of
question
any
from
interest.
Mads.
Instead of
You're
like
both a
weird,
great
somewhat random
inspiration
questions,
for
now it's
young
just like
people
no
around the
questions at
world
all.
that love chess. Could you talk about what your fascination about the game was when you were young?
No, it's like I feel like they
Let's
told Mike
go
not to
first,
ask
Jan,
questions, and so he's just like he's just like fridge
Thank you
this.
for the question. I guess then I was like, then I just like learned to play and learned, let's say, to read. So also, I could read some chess books. I was really fond of replaying some games from these books and are seeking for some sort of harmony, like in between the pieces. Yeah, so that was like.
No, my client asked
sort of
questions
their
that I thought were completely
favorite
fine.
part, until some certain age.
Thank you. And Ding, what about you?
Some advice?
We will repeat the question, please.
All right, so basically I said that both of you are a great inspiration for young people who play chess. What was your fascination about the game when you were young?
When I was young,
Yes.
Yeah, I followed many live games, so I spent some time studying them. So yeah, solve some tactic puzzles. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Best blunder for both Ding and Jan. You are playing the Grand Chess Tour in Romania just 5 days after the match. Are you not wanting to take a break after the grueling match at all?
I guess I surely will think about this question, but right after the match, yeah.
Thank you. And Ding, what about you?
Yeah, it's not something to consider right now.
Right. Fair enough. Do we have more questions from Twitter?
Yes, from Shagnik. Has being involved in such an intense one-on-one match affected your opinion of your opponent in any way?
This is the question to both players. Please, we go with Jan.
Yeah, sir, could you repeat, please?
Sure. Has being involved in such an intense match affected your opinion of your opponent?
Frankly, I don't know.
Okay, what about you?
There's no answer. It's like, there is no
Yeah,
answer to that
play
question. It's a
between
stupid question.
We, both of us, so it could be influenced by both of us.
All right, I have one more question from Yara. Aside from the World Championship, what are some of your longer-term goals in your career?
Jan, let's go with you first.
I guess ask me in a week or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you have that in mind. What about you, Ding? Long-term goals?
Long-term goals, no.
No? Thank you very much, Jesse, for the questions. Do we have more questions in press? Well, I do have one last question to both players as the match is getting very close to the end. It is probably very hard to keep the energy level up. So in your preparation before and during the match, do you give attention to the physical preparation? Perhaps you keep certain training regime or some sort of diet also during the match. Jan, please.
Yeah, absolutely. But out of some experience from the previous match, I made some corrections, and surely you have keep up the schedule and whatever you call it, diet. Yeah, but in some parts, yes, also this, and also don't forget about some physical activity. But
Nepo and diet don't go together.
It's,
okay.
It's not the same for everyone. Yes, so I can't say if there is a standard you should seek and try to follow.
Right, and to compare the previous World Championship match, and now, if you can give us the example of your physical preparation, what you have done earlier, previous one, and what you are doing now. What's the change?
It was so long ago.
Okay. And what about you, Ding?
There's no answer to that question.
How the physical preparation and the diet looks in your case?
Yeah, I play some soccer or basketball like yo-yo, which was what I like to do in general. Also, I run a little bit, which is not so fun, but I
not
think
so
it's
fun
useful for the preparation of the tournament.
Right, thank you very much.
Not so fun.
I have no more questions for you today, so thank you very much, everyone, and also the players. Tomorrow, another round will start at 3 p.m. local time, so that's it for today. Thank you.